Fair, fair maidens. Chuck. We're here on the first Mardi Gras of 2024. Oh, I should have put some Cajun something in there. Anyway, yes, happy Mardi Gras. Today is my day. This is my holiday. I grew up with it. I live for this time of the year. So this is our chill Mardi Gras edition. Just come on and chat, shoot the shit, tell stories, whatever. Have fun. If you have beads or costumes you want to wear, that is all welcome today. Chris, what's up with you? I see you have your Mardi Gras lights.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if I have to file taxes this year. That's all I've been doing today.
Oh, well.
I don't think I do because I don't have any income. So
I don't know. It's Mardi Gras. I don't think about stuff like that on Mardi Gras days.
I understand that. It's fair.
So what's up? Anything going on? I checked the news. It doesn't look terribly exciting. They passed some foreign aid bill.
No, you dipped out of that movie last night. That movie would turn out to be hilarious, man. That movie was good.
Which one? The Dinner in America?
Dinner in America. Everybody watched it. We all loved it. It was great.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. I was too far into it and would have had to watch from the beginning.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you did miss part of it. I'd watch it again though. So if you ever want to watch it, like it's one of the funniest, like most like character-driven comedies I've seen in years. Seriously, it's probably my favorite.
That guy reminded me of Rant. I don't know if he's the main character. He talked just like he's exactly like I would picture Rant in person. He was.
I get that. I do. That's funny. Anyway,
I have all this music in my head from Mardi Gras, but that I can't play because of copyright. I wish I could sprinkle music into today's show.
I don't have any Mardi Gras appropriate music, I guess. So
maybe Busker will come on and play for us. Anything going on in the Panelverse? I'm trying to.
Well, there was apparently a lot of drama in the Panelverse right now.
Huh?
There's apparently a lot of drama last night because the machine kicked Talcott out of the Discord.
I thought Talcott left.
No, he got kicked out.
Kicked him?
Machine kicked him.
The bodies are racking up.
All this junior high drama, man. It's bringing me down.
I was wondering the other day how big the Panelverse actually was. Like this, or even this little corner of it. Is it big enough? Is it like a giant pool where there's enough for everybody? They can just go swim to the part of the pool they want to be in, or is it going to actually fracture? Is it small enough to fracture into even smaller and smaller sub communities?
I don't know. It's not really that big right now. I mean, that's the reason why I'm trying to like pull together people to like work on some more focused projects to try to create some projects people can kind of gather around and
hopefully it's not all the people that are fighting with each other lately.
Well, yeah, I would have hoped, I would have hoped they would have, the people would have wanted to join, but it's just frustrating to see so much like small time, like just petty drama amongst a bunch of adults.
I keep saying over and over how it reminds me of junior high school.
Yeah, it's not even high school, not even college, junior high school. It's like junior high. It's like it's like a little bit more than grade. Actually, grade school is probably a more dignified time than a junior high.
That just means whatever's going on emotionally is not developed beyond that point, or their ability to cope with it or express it has not developed beyond wherever it was in junior high school. And there could be many reasons for that.
I agree. I don't know what to say. It's like I feel like one of those parents. It's like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh,
I'm still continuing my Twin Peaks shirt parade for the foreseeable future until I run out of them. This is the Bang Bang Bar shirt. So I figured that's the closest to a Mardi Gras Twin Peaks shirt I had was like Bang Bang. I don't know. It looks
part
festive.
of it is that is art gap. Like I had to learn to take the community for what it is
Yeah.
and not try to make it into what I wanted it to be. And that's where that disappointment comes in. Like that collision between the community should be this thing and I'm just disappointed that it's not, versus working with, like, meeting it where it is and
Well, yeah,
working with
but
it as it is.
it's well, I mean, but like at the same time, like I've been a part of the community long enough now to like I thought I knew where it was though. I thought I had a feeling where it was, and then it keeps.
I don't ever think I know where it is.
Well, yeah, I
I
guess
don't know how
that's
anybody
the lesson I'm learning.
would
That's the
know where
lesson
this
I'm learning.
community is.
I am learning that lesson, and I'm learning
But
it the
it
hard
is
way.
growing, like it, but it's happening in a different way. It's not happening through trying to force or engineer it. It's the more you engage with the community as it is, paradoxically, that's when it begins to grow and become something else. Maybe it's the Heisenberg principle. I don't know. But I just know, like, working with it as it is what's leading to the growth that I was trying to make happen anyway.
Good point, but I mean, but even then, like it seems like fractures just keep occurring, and
Oh,
I
they're definitely occurring. I mean, there's a big old switch up or mix up I've noticed, and some key, even among our little group, some key players seem to be at odds or even outright fighting. And other people from other streams are starting to play out their, like, alliances and stuff on our streams now. So I just take it, like, I'm just strapped in for the ride, and I just take whatever comes. I lived in the French Quarter for a little while, and you just gotta, like, the minute you walk out your door, you just take whatever comes at you that day.
it feels like everyone is playing Survivor, but there's no prize money.
I know, because I think Survivor's built around what people already do. Originally, it wasn't even supposed to be this Machiavellian game. Richard Hatch is kind of the one that turned it into that, but he was just doing something that anybody would have done eventually anyway. But
Yeah,
at some point, it became more of a game than a bunch of strangers trying to survive on an island, which is the original concept. And it's like a game that's built around how people already are.
yeah,
It doesn't engineer specific outcomes really, but it incentivizes for human nature as it most likely would be in any situation. And so that's
very
what
true.
fascinates me about it.
Yeah, it is. It just, but I mean, a lot of like the way like the alliances form and splinter and everything else, and like people get kicked out and stuff. It's very
And
similar to the
I don't
show.
know, I don't know all the story behind each individual one, but we're not all the most mentally, let's say, optimal crowd. And when you add neurodivergence, like, people's reactions and sensitivities are gonna distort and misread and misinterpret. Oh, thanks, Redington. Um, so, like, if a conflict's going to already happen with this crowd because it's already, like, sensitized for it, and it's going to happen in very peculiar and individual ways that you can't necessarily predict.
Yeah, I get that. I guess like it's like I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I just like I agree with everything you're saying. I see so much potential, and it's just
I
I
know,
just
that's what I'm
wish.
talking about. Like, that is what I'm talking, because I saw the same potential, but the potential started actualizing when I stopped focusing on the potential and just started to engage with the community as it is. That's what started to unlock what appeared as potential. It wasn't me having to do anything to help that potential manifest. I just had to stop focusing on the potential part of it, even though I saw it was there, and start shifting to what actually was. And then that's when the potential started to actually.
And to be fair, even though I agree with what you said about I'm not the most mentally, competent or healthy group of people sometimes, but at the same time, like that's the only reason that there's any entertainment value in it in the first place is because if we were all like quote unquote perfectly sane people, it'd be really boring. And there is no such thing. There's no such thing as a perfectly sane person.
Genre, like mental health as entertainment now.
No, I'm just saying, but there is no such thing as like a truly mentally healthy person. Everyone has issues. Everyone has traumas. Everyone has something.
There is no.
You really think there's a platonic ideal
of a truly mentally healthy person? But there are people whose emotional awareness and coping skills have advanced beyond junior high. There are people whose reactions to situations are based on less distorted narratives. There are people whose reaction and recovery time is greater than others. So, yes, there may not be a definition of a completely mentally normal person, but there are other metrics you can look at that distinguish one category from the other. And why I say that one applies more to this group than a more like normal crowd.
All right. Fair enough.
iPhi, are you sure about that?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Well, you grew up with it. I mean, you have experience
you beat me to
on the other end of it. Because I very much related to your story yesterday about your mom, because mine was kind of the same way. So I had to grow up dealing with like abnormalities very early.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's kind of like the the Confucius thing about like the only thing you can really know is that you know nothing kind of thing. That's kind of concept.
Socrates and to learn ignorance.
Socrates. Okay.
I think he was onto something there.
Yeah.
Hey, Arpole. For your information, we did have an Eyes Wide Shut party here on the stream the day we watched the movie and did a discussion afterwards, and some of us did it in costume.
But there was no orgy or anything because we're in different places and we're not like
Yeah, I don't have the on-screen orgy, although I did.
We weren't mashing our genitals against our cameras or anything.
So. No, we don't mash genitals. This is not that kind of show. Although it is Mardi Gras, but I still want to keep my channel. Redington, you meet like you have to go out and get a new cord. None of them are working. That's I hate. Mine's going out too, and it's frustrating me. I hate it when that happens. That's the stupid part about technology that I hate.
I don't know what provider you use, Redington, but I got the phone I've got. People compliment me on it all the time. Every time I'm like I take it out, something, they're like, "Oh, that's a nice phone." This is a free phone I got from Metro. It's a Nord N30 or something like that, and and it's as capable as any phone.
When you say Metro, you mean the city, like Dallas?
Metro PCS. It's like they're like the the prepaid cell phone provider for T-Mobile. And like if you sign, it's like their service is $40 a month for unlimited everything, and the phone is pretty much free. So like, I mean, I'd recommend that to.
Oh, so it's kind of like Straight Talk.
Yeah.
Except Straight Talk doesn't come with the phone. Happy Mardi Gras! How are y'all? Y'all celebrating?
I am chill.
I've got the lights on. I've got the lights on. He's got the beads. So like, I didn't have beads, so I just used the lights to project the beads, like to project that bead energy out to the world.
Yes, he has the bead energy at least. You're not doing your chest beads today, though.
No, that's because I'm on. This is part of my Twin Peaks series of T-shirts.
Twin Peaks over the chest.
Yeah, this is because I mean I can go switch to a button-up shirt, but like I just
do whatever you feel like. Just
it's the bang bang bar.
This is the day for hedonism Dionysianism.
Every day is for
Just
hedonism.
go
All
with
right,
the
let's.
yeah. I do too. I'm a proud hedonist or
Yeah,
Epicureanist.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I
it's
don't.
weird that people think there's something weird about hedonism.
Well, I mean, in Christian theology, it's like, uh, uh, sorry, rather Christian tradition. It's literally
Well,
like
Mardi Gras is a Catholic
sin.
holiday. It developed
Well,
with
no one ever claimed that Catholics were very good at Christianity. Um,
Good point. Good point. In fact, you could say that they're the worst at Christianity in some ways.
yeah,
hey midlife. Welcome.
In fact, I might even go so far as to say that Satanists are better Christians than Catholics. But anyway, that's a
yeah.
story for another day.
Catholic, they're both Christian, like at least according
Yeah,
to the U.S. government.
I know. I mean, like, but I mean, I think like it's a lot of Satanist principles are a lot more in line with Jesus than Catholics are. But oh, and I see we have a new person, midlife bro logic.
Oh, that's Gary
Hey,
Baxter.
what's
He
up?
ain't new.
That's
He's not
okay.
new.
Oh, I've never seen the name before. I couldn't tell.
That's his real channel. If you want to
All
follow
right,
it, he
cool,
does
man.
videos
Cool, man.
too.
Oh yeah, Jeff, you didn't hear, but I finished that documentary.
The whole
It was
thing,
I watched on 2 times speed, Jeff.
but still, the whole thing. It's like
Yeah,
36 hours.
I
Yeah,
Well, we
he
watched the
I
first
also
6 or 7
I
episodes.
also would like when he was like redoing, because he replays a lot of the same clips, and I would just kind of like skip through when it's like the same like yelling match
So
over and over.
here's my question to
Sure,
keep in mind when you're giving your answer.
sure.
Because you said there was bias, but so much of
Yes.
it was actual footage. There's no way, like some of the things those kids were saying and doing, and the faculty. It's hard to find the bias in something that outrageous. That
Oh,
was happening.
the bias isn't there. The bias is in the second half. So it does seem that basically the first half of the documentary is predominantly just showing either footage of the event or footage of other people at the time covering the event.
That
There's.
alone was pretty extreme to me when I saw it the first day. That
Oh
was
yeah,
keep in
no. I'm
mind
not.
while I was watching this, the George Floyd stuff was happening outside of my window. So that part was not biased because I was watching it live. The Starbucks that was burning outside my bedroom window
Mhm.
2 or 3 times during that time period. So while I'm watching this, I'm seeing this play out. This something similar play out like live outside of my window that could not be manipulated or biased or media. So that's the context that I was watching it in the first place.
No,
And it was all
I
coming
fully.
together into this like unreality that was suddenly happening.
I actually do agree. So the evergreen stuff, it 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 was like it's not something that I agree with. In fact, the Boyce actually goes into this, that the evergreen faculty in I think 2015 had hired, specifically name dropped Robin DiAngelo, and he had like a couple clips from her talks with the faculty, which again I don't know if I've driven this home enough, but Robin DiAngelo and everything she fucking touches is cancer.
So she
Um,
is psychotic white woman to you, which is how she comes across to me. The little bit of red of her.
um, yes, though
Maybe white women
At
are more
best, she's a
psychotic than I
grifter.
I
realize.
would I would
Believe that they were
actually
made to.
I think so with Robin DiAngelo, she comes across, at least to me, um as a grifter. Like it doesn't, like, I would assume that you would also probably level similar criticisms at someone like Judith Butler, but like I don't think we
I
would.
don't like her either.
No, I know, but I don't think we would put Judith Butler and like Robin DiAngelo on the same level. Like Judith Butler is an academic. Robin DiAngelo is like, she is a grifter that gets paid, tens of thousands of dollars to give these talks to corporations. Like there is a difference in what they are, even if you might disagree with both of their.
So what is that? What about Evergreen? You said that they had Robert DeAngelo had she came and spoke there? She talked about them?
Yes, no. So it does seem that Evergreen was pretty heavily influenced. Like for
It's
instance,
there's no doubt it's woke. I mean, it has. They even say that in the documentary, we're the wokest of the woke. So it does
and
have a reputation, even
well,
pre-protest, for
yeah, I was
being a
about to
very
say,
woke college.
Evergreen has had a history of like a number of West Coast colleges of
Yeah.
basically being very pro student activism and that sort of thing. And then it's merely the influence of the Robin DiAngelo that kind of pushed it to this weird extreme. Because if you look at a lot of the sort of like long-term tenured professors, those were the kinds of people who the students were opposing, even though they were on board with all the stuff beforehand. Like what I'm saying is, it does seem that there was an influence of this sort of like Robin DiAngelo version of
That kicked it up
social
to that
justice.
level. There's
Yeah,
probably
because
many factors.
and you also can see there are a number of faculty members that were hired within a couple years of the Evergreen student protests, the
It's
particular ones we're talking
institutional
about.
capture. It's what happened, and then you had that third party, like diversity company, come in too. That was part of it. But here's my question, just for our little group, because we're only about 6 or 7 episodes in, so we have not gotten to the bias part, is what you're saying. What we've watched so far has been mostly narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and he does it. And I would even say, after having watched the entire thing, I actually I think that he does a decent enough job, at least, of sort of, I guess, maintaining when like his actual biases are showing, and he does a good job of, I think, not attempting to like weave his biases into the narrative. It was
I mean,
fine.
I find him pretty transparent. Like, I don't know anybody
No,
that
no, no, no. Yeah, that's the well.
doesn't follow him that's pretty much not aware of what his positions on things are.
Well, it's not even just what his positions. It's also like
Oh Lord,
making sure. Well,
Go ahead.
it's making sure that like you're saying what you believe. You're not sort of speaking in coded language.
But what's coded language? Like a lot of times, the people that are supposedly speaking in coded language are not even don't even know they're speaking in coded language. It's the person pointing out the code that's the only one that's even seeing it or hearing.
Well, that's when you're so that it specifically is more a problem with dog whistles, and that's because dog whistles take what is potentially like an actual thing, but you know, when some people in certain contexts say it, they are meaning a different thing.
So much of it depends on intent, like being able to assume or infer intent, and that's always a very tricky area to me. And
well, no,
that's
yeah,
what drives me off of
agree.
that way of thinking to begin with. Real quick, clear up for Gary what your symbol means. The fascist arrows.
Well, yeah, the anti-fascist. So, it's the symbol of the Iron Front, which is an American anti-fascist movement. They co-opted it from a number of other organizations.
Y'all.
Yeah,
not only commie,
I know.
but Antifa commie.
I would argue that the only way to actually like communists who aren't anti-fascists are really bad communists. The three downward arrows represent anti-monarchism, anti-fascism, and anti-imperialism.
Thumbs down we get when you're on the show. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. You're fine. You're
carnival.
Fine. Yeah. I guess sometimes they'll mean different things depending on who you ask. I have met people who say that it's anti-monarchism, anti-fascism, and anti-communism. For what it's worth, none of the I've like met with some people in the Iron Front, and none of them use it in that manner. So it's probably just a thing where,
as usual, y'all don't know what it means. 10 different things to 10 different people.
Well, no, people can use the symbol, and people can have different things but what they mean.
Yeah, no,
that's
like,
yes.
At some point, you have to have communication.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now, Jeff. That's what I'm explaining
Well,
right
I'm
now.
just like if you're gonna use it as part of a shared language, the symbol can't mean all these different things to all these different people. If you plan to communicate effectively,
Well, how am I
to the
supposed to
next
control?
person.
How am I supposed to control what this symbol means to someone else?
Well, you
Jeff?
can't. You can't.
Okay.
But I'm saying it does create a problem.
So you have a problem with using symbols?
I'm saying that about the way I notice the trend in language. I notice in general, where the categories become very fuzzy and very atomized, and then
It
you
feels like you just have a problem with
being able
language.
to have an intelligible conversation about anything.
It feels like you just have a problem with language not being like this firm, objective, set in stone thing. In which
I don't
case,
know
I
how
mean,
you got that. My only criteria was communication. I don't know how you got
well, this is a problem
rigid,
with
dogmatic,
all
set in stone.
communication, in all words, in all time, because language isn't.
See,
set.
even like he's noticing it too. Yeah,
Yeah, sure,
all
midlife
kind of
bro logic.
definitions.
I definitely do change the definition of racism.
But I don't
Absolutely.
think it's you in particular. I think it's generational or cultural. Like people from your demographic or whatever I have that same problem with them trying to communicate as I do with you, which is that the definitions I thought we were using for all these words are not the definitions that they're using.
I'm sorry, Jeff, but words and definitions change over time. That's just how language works.
Yeah, but they change when they
I'm sorry.
change within like a generational subculture that I'm not part of. Then it's
Yeah.
I'm not in on those changes.
Sure, I'm aware. And I guess like my
So
question
it's not a question of language changes. I understand it changes. I'm just not part of the group that is changing in. So it hasn't changed on my end, nor has it changed in the dictionary. Because when we pull up the dictionary every time, the dictionary definitions somehow match mine.
Do you think that we use language solely based off of what's in the dictionary?
No, but it's a good baseline when you're trying
No,
to have conversations for like as a communication standard.
It is, but
starting point.
because language is the way it is, because humans use language the way we do.
At least if someone's not using it in accordance with the dictionary, they should at least be aware of that and like own their part of it in the conversation. I understand the dictionary says this, but I'm going to use it this way.
I would argue that I definitely do that, and it has been made clear from the beginning. And I try and make this abundantly clear as often as I can, because a lot of people don't seem to understand how language works.
Yes, it is.
They needed to have listened closer in their English class.
Yeah, I agree. I have a whole checklist of classes that I'm learning. People should have listened closer in. That just amazes me how they made it through junior high school.
Like
so,
this isn't.
I'm learning.
This understanding of like language isn't something that I like, got because when I became woke. Like this is how I understood language back when I was a fucking.
Well, what are we disagreeing about exactly, other than the scale? Because I said yes, language can work that way. But it didn't work that way universally enough for people like me to be able to have conversations with this next generation.
Yeah, not all language changes at all the same pace. I agree.
Right.
Yeah, you said you didn't see the point in using like a symbol if that symbol could be misconstrued or have multiple meanings. And I was merely pointing out that
I didn't see the point. I said when it comes to communication, it seemed like it would make it difficult. So I
do agree.
Communication was the context I was talking about.
Communication is difficult. That is true.
And then from there, we went on to a discussion about the language issues that you and I seem to get into so often when we have conversations, just because of the definitional shift in language from your generation to mine, or my generation to yours.
Yeah, iPhi, you do have to.
Whatever iPhi is saying.
Fire, dab, lit, YOLO, cap. Yeah, if you didn't know, cap means like not true. So if someone says
words like yeet, fire, dab, lit, YOLO, I thought iPhi was our generation or my generation. You got a word.
Pretty sure he's like a millennial.
YOLO.
I miss on fleek.
I think he's Gen X.
I miss on fleek.
On fleek kind of.
On Fleek was a good one. It just disappeared, you know.
On Fleek was kind of DOA though. Like,
I never. I'm
I'm
surprised
just
it
joking,
lasted
man.
as long as it did. Which
Yeah,
is
I
only
know.
a
It
few
was the stupidest one. I just because that's why I liked it. It was the dumbest. It was the dumbest of all the new lingo. It meant nothing. It never meant anything.
Do you think it lasted a decent amount of time? It did not last. It was like
Yeah, these were
almost
all
dead
right.
It
on
was a flash
arrival.
in the pan, but it was
Now I know
it
he's
was so
dead.
dumb that I can't help forget it. I'll never you know, On Fleek will forever be in my heart.
See, no,
All right,
one
I'll be right
thing,
back.
one that I loved is more of a subculture thing. But quit trying to make fetch happen. You'll never make fetch happen. Oh, from okay, hey, y'all are on the phone, or you're on the phone. I don't know what Jeff's doing.
Oh, I thought a call from the doctor, but then they just hung up. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, but no, I don't know making fetch happen thing. No, yeah,
Yeah, that was from Mean Girls, I think.
Mean Girls, yeah.
But in Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast reprinted these things called fetch lands, which were like just these really expensive lands they hadn't printed in a long time. And what's up, iPhi? And they reprinted them in a set, and like the amount of Magic the Gathering players who were suddenly just inundated with all these Mean Girls memes was so fucking hilarious. Just for like weeks, I couldn't go on to any Magic related thing on the internet without like being bombarded with like screenshots from Mean Girls talking about fetch lands. It was actually great.
Busker.
Hey guys,
Happy
how's it
Mardi
going?
Gras, Busker.
Yeah, happy.
Welcome
Mardi
to the party,
Gras.
guys.
Yeah,
I'm a
dude.
millennial
One guy
Asian.
that might be able to provide some non-copyrighted Mardi Gras music.
Yeah, I can play you some Cajun music. Like that's
Woo-hoo,
basic
Shaq.
music. But like, the problem is it's gonna sound really bad going through the microphone.
Oh, because of the
StreamYard, yeah, and like plus that's just the mic on the old laptop, so.
Well,
Jam
welcome.
It's good to see you guys.
Particularly today, welcome.
Hey Jeff, did you ever figure out if I'm a millennial Asian yet?
Well, I didn't figure out if you're Asian. Only you would know that, and you seem reluctant.
Do I sound Asian, Jeff?
Little Robot looked Asian. You don't sound Asian.
What I'm like.
Do I sound like a millennial?
Not to
You
me.
sound like a human male to me.
But
That's
I don't
all I can say.
recognize most people.
Yeah. I sound like a Gen Xer and like a American. You could probably guess what Eurotrash I look like. So try again, Jeff. You need to work on your.
I personally really don't spend that much time thinking about it, so I don't know.
I know the other day you asked me if I was
reminding me.
Asian, and so I was wondering.
Because your robot looked Asian to me, and I didn't know if you had modeled it after yourself or it was like
No, that was just the default avatar the studio
okay.
gives you. But it was more masculine this time.
So you probably like just look like some redneck that would live out in the woods.
Yep. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Which is half the panel.
That's how we all talk out here in Texas, don't you know?
Yep. And we all sleep with our sisters because it's required by law.
That's Arkansas and Tennessee, not Texas.
Excuse you, Arkansas and Mississippi. Tennessee does not have the that kind of no. In fact, actually, Tennessee has the opposite an opposite problem where Tennessee families will just like go murderous on each other, and just fucking beef for hundreds of years.
Yeah, I know the Hatfields and McCoys thing, but I'm just saying, like, there's a there's bound to have been a Romeo and Juliet love story in there somewhere between them, you know.
I refuse. I refuse. I will not accept this slander of my home state. I'm allowed to slander my home state.
If you live in the Ozarks, I mean, it's just, I mean.
Thankfully, the Ozarks are in Arkansas, not in Tennessee.
They do extend a little bit into Tennessee, don't they?
No.
Am I just forgetting that? Okay.
Ozarks just go north into the Mississippi, north into Missouri.
Arkansas.
Okay, my bad.
But they stay on
My
the
bad.
Arkansas side of the Mississippi. No, the mountain range in the Tennessee is the Appalachians over on the
The
eastern
Appalachians.
side.
There we
Yeah.
The
go.
Blue
Sorry.
Ridge, the Appalachians, the Smokies.
Mhm.
There you go.
That's where the Smurfs live,
This is true.
In the Smokies or Appalachia?
in the Appalachians.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
I,
where
didn't- I hated the Smurfs.
No, the real
Speaking
Smurfs.
of-
You go to the Appalachians. That's where you find all the
Hello,
the creepy ancient shit that'll like, eat your face in the night.
Appalachia,
I
that
love
goes through
Appalachia.
Western Maryland, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it
They
goes
extended the
real
trail
north.
down to Alabama.
I've been out to Western Maryland's Appalachia. Yeah.
Well, anyway, like
Those
like
mountains are
coming out,
old,
I
yeah.
was going to make a more self-effacing joke anyway. My joke was that like that would be that's Arkansas, Tennessee, that area. In Texas, clearly we have sex with our cows, so
Mhm.
you know.
That's
so
what it is.
that was the joke I was going to make in the first place. So like you didn't even let me get to the part where I was going to skewer my own state.
Steers
So.
and
Oh,
queers.
I can.
Well, if they're
I
not
can,
good enough for your own family, they're not good enough for anybody else.
I can make a Tennessee joke. Tennessee's full of horse fuckers. Okay, you think Kentucky likes their horses?
Just
Oh
entertainment
boy,
show.
howdy!
YouTube.
Kentucky has bluegrass and blue
Oh, but-
people.
The whole South had bluegrass.
The whole South
but
has
yeah.
bluegrass. And
It
bluegrass,
actually does.
bluegrass, for what it's worth, is amazing. Even though, like, it's not like something I go out and listen to, like on, like regularly. But like, even if like watch a bluegrass band play, man, those guys can fucking rip.
Right.
They,
It's
I mean, like,
honestly more of a mountain thing. Like bluegrass tends to come from like mountain communities.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, those are like the areas.
I mean,
Yeehaw.
watching a guy who really knows how to play a banjo really play a banjo is something incredible. Like those guys, like their hands move faster than most. Like, I mean, like they're talking like Hendrix like movements, like just like and like they don't even look like they're trying. Like they don't even seem to they don't even seem to have any kind of like. It seems like effortless when they do it. It's just like it blows me away. And I picked up a banjo a couple of times, and I can't even figure out how to make a sound that doesn't sound like shit. So.
Same though.
Just don't get lost in the woods.
My great uncle
Yeah.
could play the banjo. but-
Louisiana.
You just don't want to hear anybody tell you got a pretty mouth. That's for sure.
Yeah, squeal like a pig. You
Break
sure
them
got a
down
pretty
like a
mouth.
shotgun and make them squeal.
So, Busker, what's the new topic? So we don't have to listen to his mental illness anymore.
Passive aggressiveness.
What happened now, Chuck?
Passive aggressiveness. Chuck, am I being needy? Chuck, am I being needy? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What, Chuck?
Well, that's
why
what
did you
you
bring
were-
that one up? What happened? What's
Oh,
You'll
going
have
on?
to ask iPhi.
I talked to Paul Unslaved the other day.
You went on his show?
Yeah, for the second
Oh, how
time.
did that go? What was your impression of him?
I didn't really get time to have an impression because he was too busy.
Did you get kicked?
Let's dance. Dee, 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 dee. Swing your partner round and round.
No, that's square dancing.
Promenade.
So,
That's more of a deep south thing, but
did you get kicked?
No, so I said, "Hi, what's the topic? Let's talk." And so he was like, "What do you want? What are you trying to say?" And I was like, "Oh, you probably don't remember me. We talked one time before, and even though you agreed with everything I was saying, you're so angry about it with me, and I was just curious why you're so angry all the time." And so he immediately got really, really mad and was like, "Yeah, I don't remember you. Blah blah blah. I don't care. Shut up." Blah, blah, blah. And so, and then he started psychoanalyzing me. He was like, "You're just passive aggressive and needy and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "How do you know all
What does he
this?"
mean by that? What does passive aggressive have to do?
I
Well,
don't know.
Talcott agreed with him.
Yeah, and Talcott was in the room. Was like,
Talcott
"Yeah,
was on
man."
the panel,
Yeah, Talcott.
Oh yeah, he was sucking balls big time.
He was in there.
and
too.
what did he say? Like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, it was just like,
passive
"Yeah, I see both of your points. You both, maybe both of y'all are right or something like that. I don't know."
oh my god,
The usual
Talcott.
bullshit.
The usual
But anyways,
Talcott.
so it was pretty short. It ended like 5 seconds later. I was like, well, nice talking to you, bye. And, because I was just trying to figure out whether or not I want to talk to him ever again. So I got my answer.
I don't. Yeah, I still to this day have never. No one has ever given me a legitimate reason for why Paul enslaved. Like why is Paul enslaved? Paul enslaved. I mean, why is he a thing? Like why is he important to anybody?
The drama.
I've never heard him say a single
I don't
intelligent
get it.
thing.
I do not get the appeal.
The drama. He occasionally has like half a point, and that's where his followers think he's the enlightened one. But
most of
it's
us
mostly
up here
drama.
have half a point occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, just about everybody on this panel and otherwise have at least half a
I don't
point.
need Paul
Well,
for
Jack worships the ground he walks on. What are you talking about, iPhi?
they
Well,
were fighting the other week on the show.
yeah,
It feels like junior high and
It's
like
drama.
a Mexican soap opera.
it's drama, Jeff. That's why everybody loves Paul so much. Even Flow State can't resist.
Turn into the View. All we do is sit around and talk about the latest celebrity gossip in the panelverse.
That's what it is. That's what keeps the clicks coming. So,
Well,
anyways,
because we're trying to get to 500. So
yeah. That's all.
we
That's
have
all
Mr.
that was
Moose.
accomplished was just
Let me put
more.
you in
What's
the
up,
ball.
Moose? What's up, Moose? How's it going?
Happy
You got some
Mardi
coffee
Gras.
there?
What's going on? Happy Mardi Gras. I see you're all dressed up for the
I
occasion, looking
am.
good.
I got the Cajun accordion.
And Busker has the
Mardi Gras
music.
music.
I heard iPhi talking about the great big blimp, and I just
It's
gotta
the
say
great
that.
white flip.
Well, all
that-
right, you can correct me. I'm okay with that. Yeah, man, I was there for like 2 years though, and I thought it was cool because it was a group of people who weren't following along with the bull, but then it just became this like Jerry Springer every day. And then the problem with that kind of thing is that, as you can notice on Jerry Springer's show over the seasons, you have to keep getting more shock and awe and more shock and awe, and it has to get worse and dirtier and grittier. And so, like, it's at the point where people can hardly stomach the bullshit. So
It helps
I
if you
commend
throw
you.
chairs during the
I commend you,
conversation.
iPhi, because you held your own. I wasn't even there to watch it, but I saw it secondhand, and
There wasn't
commend
much
you.
to hold. It was just an attempt to see if he did want to have a civilized, intelligent discussion, but he opted out. So I was like,
the whole
well,
thing was just a few seconds.
yeah, it was like a minute tops. It
Do
was
you have a
just like,
link?
no, I don't.
I went and watched it a while ago. Jack didn't do you no favors, even though he claimed you two had made up and were friends. Jack threw you under the bus.
I almost blew off Jack because of the spiritual but not religious garbage he usually spouts, and so that's why I went to his show and talked to him about it. And he was like, "No, I'm not quite that flaky." And I was like, "Okay, I'll see if we can talk about
What a bet.
yeah, no, right after.
That's what you like about Talcott is his
No. I
Can
just
we
didn't
get
wanna-
back to Neanderthal Paul?
There's nothing to get back to though. That's the problem.
I had to say it because that's what Jeff called him.
Oh yeah.
That's what he.
Well, I find TML even tossed Talcott off the Discord last night.
Yep, he sure did. Yeah, there was some drama there.
Oh,
right, yeah, I
While
saw that.
me and Moose and Chuck were watching the funniest movie I've seen in a long time. So
What was the offense? Do you know?
I think it was something about toilet bowl. Don't go by me because I didn't look in depth into it, but something like Jack had toilet bowl on the panel the same time as Machine, and toilet bowl got into it Machine, and Jack either didn't do anything to step in or actively encouraged it or something.
Oh yeah, I was there. I remember. Toilet Bowl was talking about Machine's wife, and that's what Machine got super mad about.
And that Jack didn't like. Jack should have known better to.
And he
have it
kept
either get to
telling
that
Jack
point.
to kick him off the panel, and Jack just kept him backstage or whatever. But that's why he kicked him off his own show. I don't know. That's weird. That sounds like
he came on the Discord, but yeah, I mean,
that sounds like delayed revenge.
Well,
Petty
no, he
stuff.
kicked him off of Discord because he went running back to Paul.
Jack.
And hi,
Oh,
Jack.
kicked him off of
By the way,
Discord.
hi-
I thought you
hi,
meant like
Jack.
an animal.
Jack's right there. So by the way, so hi,
Yeah,
Jack.
Markot's here.
Hello. But
Yeah,
anyways,
Talcott, man, I got a great rebrand for you. I came up with this last night. You need to get two really attractive. It doesn't even have to be women. You get two really attractive people on either side of you as co-hosts, and you can call your show Two Hots and a Cot.
Two hots and a cot.
That is pretty
I
good.
was
think that would
talking
work.
shit. I was talking shit on Talcott. All I was stating was the fact.
well, that's between y'all, I guess. He
How
can
long has
settle
that been
with you.
simmering? Like, is it the Talcott
Quit
thing?
being
years-
passive aggressive, iPhi.
I'm needy. You don't
Chuck,
understand.
you're about to get thrown out of here. You know how it happens. You get thrown
Yeah,
out
iPhi
I
is
everywhere
do.
the
you
white.
go, Chuck.
The white T mean whitey? Are you letting us know you're not Asian?
No, it's YouTube, dude.
That must be my own racist.
Is
bias.
that? I mean, YT is. People do use it as like internet lingo for white on like TikTok and stuff. Because TikTok's weird about
I use it as in
words.
YouTube because
It's
it's
just
my
like
iPhi
YouTube
whitey.
channel.
It's an abbreviation, like
Hi-Fi
FB is
whitey.
Facebook, and like
Yeah.
X is X. I guess.
Well, it's no. It's not even an abbreviation. It's literally something that has been used. We've started to see it as we've started to see more sort of algorithmic fuckery, I guess, as algorithms begin to get more and more complex. People are trying to
look at
find a
here.
way to get around those algorithms because, especially on TikTok, if you put white in your description or on the thing, there has been some evidence that it gets shifted over to certain like
Just the
recommended
word white.
pages.
Just the word white.
Yes, the word white.
God, Jesus.
Well, no. It's because of the way
Whoever
the TikTok algorithm works.
Happy Mardi Gras, Tim. Good to see you. Do something
Well,
fun today, I hope.
Cool story, bro.
Jack,
Because-
do you want to
But
come? We
it
can have
just means
stream
you do.
court. Do you want to come up? Because he just busted you, Chuck, talking about it.
So
Busted
you want?
me.
Yeah,
All I
come
was
on up.
doing was
Come on
repeating.
up, Jack. Like Jeff's already got on the robe, so he can
There's
preside
like I
over
said, a
stream
lot
court. We
going on
can
with a lot of
litigate.
people lately.
We can litigate this out once and for all. We can, but you have to understand
But
that
it's
our
also
judgments,
Mardi Gras, so we're gonna have Mardi Gras court, stream court.
I get to be the
our
judge.
judgments are final, though. Our judgments are final, and whatever we say,
You won't have to show your boobs, I promise.
I
The
get to be
judgments are
jury.
final, and the
and
judgments
executioner.
are awesome. The punishments are all go party.
Come on, Barbie. Let's. Oh wait, a copyright.
who just dropped off? Wait, who
Oh,
just
Chuck dropped off.
Oh,
Hmm.
Chuck
He
dropped
doesn't.
off.
He probably doesn't want the drama.
He
That
might.
was
It
God
might have
kicking him
been his
off the
connection.
panel.
He does that. Yeah, he's back.
There he is. Hey,
I
Chuck.
lost connection. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
Phone
I
phone
just-
rang
That was
and it
divine
kicked me.
I suddenly
intervention,
realized the
Chad.
number changed.
You got to upgrade from dial up. It's you're getting behind the times.
No, I got a phone call. I'm on my phone and it kicked me automatically.
Chuck, stop lying.
Yeah, no,
You're
that's
still
what
using
dial-up
AOL.
AOL. I got two squirrels running my internet. I see them nuts every day.
You got them squirrels on those wheels just like running like hell, man. They're just going.
Generating the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi for you.
Yeah.
I live so far out in the woods, I got to pipe sunshine in.
Oh, don't worry. In Tennessee, you ain't got to live far out in the woods for your internet to suck.
Two squirrels
can
in
be-
rap sheets.
You can be a mile from downtown Memphis, and your internet will be just garbage if you're in Tennessee. Fuck.
Well, this area just got cable last year.
Oh my God. Is it? Yep. That's East
So
Tennessee.
still
East
What have
Tennessee,
you
Well,
guys
right?
been
that's-
watching for the last 100 years?
You mean cable TV or cable internet?
Cable TV.
Wow.
Nobody
okay, so-
watches cable anymore.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Nobody
no one
uses
even uses that anymore. Like, what's the?
Yeah, no, Chuck, you're in either middle or East Tennessee, right?
Middle.
Yeah.
Middle West, West Middle, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so you're between Nashville and and Memphis though,
Jackson.
in that area. Oh, you're Jackson. Okay, cool.
Nashville
Between-
was the biggest letdown of my entire life.
Yeah,
okay?
Nashville's so fucking underwhelming.
I went to
driven
go see
through
the
it.
Grand Ole Opry, right? And we pull up into this mall, and my wife is yelling at me, "This ain't the Grand Ole Opry." I said, look right fucking here on the map. Look right there. That's the Grand Ole Opry. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
you got to be shitting me. Like,
See, and
this is like a historic place where
MoOse.
people play music for hundreds of years or whatever.
No,
And
that's the wrong one.
It's a mall.
It's a mall now.
It's a crappy mall surrounding
What?
this
Yeah.
place. It's like
There's
I
a,
need to
there's
look.
actually there's actually a fairly historic one in Texarkana where I grew up. That's also called the Grand Ole Opry. That actually that Johnny Cash and other people played at different points, and it's also on like the same parking lot as like the strip mall. And like if you actually go in, it's a gorgeous theater inside of it. It's been closed down for a long time. It probably doesn't look like anything now, but they used to have it up. But when I was a kid, they'd open as a movie theater, and they did concerts there sometimes and stuff like that. And but it was like one of these great grand kind of like like the tiered seats with the stadium style seating and everything like that. And it was really beautiful. And it was but just sitting there on a strip mall parking lot. It looks like nothing, but like inside of it was really gorgeous. It's very very reminiscent of like some of the grand old theaters here in Texas and Dallas and stuff like that, Texas and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
the original Opry was Ryman Auditorium, but they have moved since.
It looks
Okay.
like the mall maybe got built up or after around.
Yeah.
it.
MoOse, if you ever find your way Tennessee way again, I would encourage you to go to Memphis. Memphis is, in my opinion, the better city in Tennessee. It has
Memphis
more.
is amazing, Lib.
I
It's
mean, yeah.
amazing. They got all kinds of barbecue places. They got bars that are playing live music. I mean, it doesn't smell like piss and vinegar out there. It is.
That is
Memphis
true.
is a great place.
And it
Well,
actually has
gay.
actual things.
I prefer Shenandoah
Yeah.
National Park because I
Oh,
prefer being out in nature.
Yeah, I was about to say,
really
if you want to
don't
be
like
on nature,
people,
Tennessee
so-
also is really good. There's a lot of great. There's like
love
a
the
couple national
hiking.
parks. There's a few Civil War battlefields that are now national parks out there, and that they're gorgeous. Shiloh in particular. I've been to Shiloh. I love Shiloh.
There's a
I've
lot of Civil War.
heard that Memphis has really like made a big recovery because like whenever I was a kid, whenever I was like even as a teenager about 20 years ago, both Memphis, Nashville, and I've been through Memphis, Nashville, and Shreveport, Shreveport, Louisiana, and like they were all like the dirtiest places. Like they were just like nasty, like awful places to drive through, and they've all gone through massive like transformations in these last decades.
You know why?
Shreveport's
Places
nice
like
now.
Gatlinburg, they ship all their
Shit,
homeless
man.
people to Nashville. They're not allowed to be homeless in Gatlinburg,
No.
Tennessee.
That is one of the things they basically took from what a bunch of places in California are doing, which is instead of like making efforts to solve homelessness, you just like give them a bus ticket to another city in your state. Send them
Yeah,
off.
Seattle.
So it's
Because they all end up here.
it's the South Park episode. The South Park episode happened in real life.
Yeah,
They
no,
were
no,
like
yeah.
that's how they get rid of the homeless people. They were like
Yeah.
just like they were playing California Love and like they got people to get on the bus and like
Yeah, no. That like that.
Kind of like how
seriously.
they did the illegals in Texas. How they sent them to blue states.
Yeah, I mean, I have some sympathy for. I don't think it's. I think it's kind of shitty, but it's also I have some sympathy for that because like some of those towns were getting overwhelmed like to a ridiculous degree.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, but still, it was still a shitty. It's still kind of a shitty thing to do. But I mean, I do have some sympathy for that as a thing. But I think the overreaction of like the people that whenever they send them up to like Martha's Vineyard, that was kind of hilarious to me.
What
Yeah,
overreaction?
like-
Wait, what overreaction though?
They sent out a bus of like 20 homeless people to Martha's Vineyard, and like the people in Martha's Vineyard just freaked out and were like, "We can't handle these people. We don't have what to do." Like it's
No,
all these
you're-
rich people. It's all these rich
So-
people that
so-
are out there.
It is interesting to note when you're talking about Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard was when they sent a flight of recent immigrants to Martha's Vineyard instead of somewhere in being processed in Texas. And they did so without their consent and without prior knowledge.
But the people in Texas didn't have
They
consent.
don't need
Didn't
consent.
have
They
consent
don't
either.
need consent.
That's right.
Well, no. The thing is, the Texas state government had these immigrants, and it is the job of the Texas state government, because we want to delegate as much power to our states as possible. So while those states have that power, they are under obligation to accommodate these immigrants in
No, they are not. No, they are not.
well,
Why are they obligated to accommodate the immigrants though?
By
They
accommodate.
aren't.
By accommodate, what I mean is by like processing their files through the systems. They're responsible for that.
No, that's not what was happening. The federal government
No, you're
dumping
right.
them.
No, you're right. It isn't what was happening. They weren't wanting to do that, even though they are obligated to do so.
No, the federal government was dumping them freely wherever the federal government felt like. It is
Chuck,
not the state's responsibility.
Chuck, I'm gonna need a source
You won't
on
be shut
this
up today.
I'm gonna need a source.
I don't understand why it's any more Texas responsibilities than it is any other state in the union.
Texas is the state that's on the border. That's where the immigrants come in.
So
wrong.
Like what? But so just because like they happen to be in that location, that means that they have to accommodate every single immigrant that comes across the border. I mean, we have an entire country. We have an entire country of resources.
Chris, hang on.
There's limited resources in every state.
Chris, the federal government gives Texas money to deal with this. They give them support to deal with this. That's the point. Now,
and when they run through those resources, and when they don't have those resources left anymore, what can they do?
Well, I am for providing more resources for those kinds of things.
Yeah, me too. But they weren't though.
Yes, because the GOP has been attempting to limit not retarded spending on the border, right? So the GOP wants to spend $8 trillion on a border wall, but they don't want to increase the funding for border patrol agents. They don't want to increase the number. They don't want to increase the training. They don't want to make it so we can actually get money so we can actually build actual facilities to house people who are awaiting things. They don't want money for that. Sure. They want money for a wall.
I'm fine with blaming the GOP on that. The federal government,
federal
government's had the GOP on that. I'm saying, but like the state of Texas and those cities, especially those border cities, like they don't have that many resources, and they didn't have enough to they were desperate. I mean, like they really. I live in this area. I see it.
And that's the responsibility of the state government to then recognize the situation and take steps. And the thing is, no. Chuck.
It is the federal government's responsibility, sir.
Chuck, you're offending everybody out here, okay? You got Mr. Jack Talcott in the chat getting all offended at what you're saying. And I had to look up what GOP meant, right? Because I have never really cared what GOP meant.
The grand old party.
It makes sense to me now. It makes sense to me.
Party.
Grand old party. That's why I don't belong there. Because they're old.
Me too.
They're all old
OLE.
And we need a grand young party, full of bright minds, people that graduate at the top of their class, people that know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? Grand young
agree.
party.
I'm with you. I agree completely.
You are not subverted.
I don't support the GOP.
Bullshit.
But the point being that Texas, being a state in the United States, has to adhere to certain standards. And procedures, and have certain responsibilities. And a portion of those responsibilities is dealing with when immigrants come to their borders. They need to process them. And if they have insufficient resources to do so, that needs to be something that they're, attempting to address.
No, if they don't want the federal money, they do not have to obligate themselves.
Okay, but they still need to follow their federal obligations regarding immigration. They don't get
They
to like
have
say,
they have no federal
Chuck,
obligation.
Chuck, they don't get to say, nah, we're not taking immigrants anymore. We're no more immigrants for Texas. We are alone making this decision, and that's how it is. That's not how that works, Chuck. That would be pardon my French, fucking retarded. We've already been over this. We went over this in 1860. I mean we can go over this again, but you know it's going to go the same way it did in 1860.
Plus, it's Mardi Gras. We want to do something fun.
We want to keep the dirty Canadians out, though. We need
Well,
to keep
we
that.
do.
We need to keep that northern border secure because, like,
Agreed.
I mean, like,
Agreed.
you know,
We need to
we
get the virtual border secure because they keep showing up on our streams.
Now, what we need to do is incorporate Canada into America. All right, we need to free them from that stupid monarchy that they're holding on to. Okay, it's stupid. They just need to get rid of it, and we can help them.
Let's start a war
By
of
making-
Canadian.
They
Let's
wouldn't know
start a
what
war
to
of
do
Canadian
after
independence.
making-
monarchy. You can't
The
infiltrate.
war of Canadian independence
making-
will invade Canada to free it from the monarchy.
Exactly.
If we invade Canada, you know
No,
what
I don't
they'll
want
do?
that.
They'll
What do we do with them
apologize.
after that? I don't want that. I don't know.
And then
We
we can-
assimilate
we-
them into
we
our
incorpor-
culture.
They're already assimilated into our culture. Let's be real. Okay, Canadians steal American culture and then add mooses
We
and
had I noticed Frank is not here today.
and maple
He's-
syrup.
He's
Oh, no,
Canadian.
Frank.
We could have gotten his opinion.
But
probably-
I mean,
We would have
probably
loved
want
to
the-
give it.
but I mean, like, but dude, they use Tim Hortons and not Starbucks. I don't know if we're compatible. You know,
They're cool, but their government is shit. You know.
That's why we need to take over their government.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
This is an entertainment show, YouTube, by the way.
Let's take Trudeau out, man.
Oh, entertainment.
I'm just.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Trudeau. He's
a
barely
fucking
he's barely a neolib.
He's an
like-
asshole.
Like I would take a neolib over
I'm not
him.
from Canada. I can see that he's a complete piece of shit.
Yeah. Also, he's part of like this weird.
Global conspiracy.
No, it's just like his dad.
Blackface
His dad was the prime minister, and like his grandfather was also some weird dynasty. I don't like that dynasty
here.
shit. No, we do too. I hate it though. Like I think we should like I don't know. We should institute rules. If your parent was in a position of federal authority, like they don't get to you don't get to do it for like two or three generations. I think it's ludicrous.
They probably would let us invade them though.
It's reminiscent
Probably.
of the Gates
Welcome,
dynasty.
So
The Gates dynasty of what's that called? Putting kids to sleep or elders to sleep. What do they call that?
Oh, what do they call that? The Mayor Act or something like that.
Oh, you talking about where they have voluntary euthanasia?
Yeah, like as long as they don't pull that shit down here and let their fucking like government's ideals.
I'm not convinced that their voluntary euthanasia program has actual issues. I've seen people say that they take issue with it, but like their issue is like they want people to suffer needlessly. Because like I don't know,
they're pushing it onto everybody. I mean, like they.
Oh no, that's what I hear people saying, but I don't see evidence of that.
Yeah, but
there's been no
children are taking growth hormones and shit, and they're chopping their dicks off, and I mean, that's almost as bad as
MoOse.
killing.
Oh yeah, that's fucking.
MoOse, you should at least be accurate. Do you know how many minors received?
Look, let me ask ChatGPT. I'll get you the information. One second.
There you go.
There you go.
And there's
here's a solution for
asking the AI shit.
Here's a solution for the southern border crisis that like nobody seems to like want to bring up. And like I mean it's Mexico. How much could it cost? Like $10?
They were talking about the dick chopping crisis.
Wait, what are you trying to buy down here?
That was an Arrested. It was an Arrested Development reference. I'm just saying. It was like it's a banana, Mike. It's a banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10.
What else you need? Ibuprofen. You need some blue pills. I got you blue pills.
All you gotta do is start dropping them like flies. They'll
I
quit
get you whatever
coming.
you need.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. Wait, we just buy Mexico. I mean, it couldn't cost much, right? Like we just and then we can gentrify the whole country, and and turn it into like a rich suburb of America, and then border crisis solved.
There you go. Well, some of it. A lot of the current immigrants are actually from Central and South America. Due to a lot of instability down there. Cough, cough.
Are you accusing me of oversimplifying the immigration situation, Lib? Are you accusing me of oversimplifying? Because I think my take is very nuanced and sophisticated. So.
I don't like this answer from Gemini, okay? Because it doesn't want to give me the actual answer I'm looking for. It's not like exactly telling me I can't ask it, but it's not telling me how many children are on these puberty blockers and stuff.
Well, hang on. No.
How many
hang on.
people are getting their dicks cut off?
Yeah, let's limit our search to your claim.
Some of those things I say are not really actual claims. They're just more shock and awe. But I'm going to ask how many dicks get chopped off per year now.
Not even that. But like, I do think it is important to use like correct language because like there are really three different things that we're talking about. You're talking about puberty blockers. You're talking about hormones, and you're talking about surgeries.
They're all involved with each other. I mean, if you're taking puberty blockers or whatever, or hormones, then you're most likely trying to transition, and then eventually you're going to want to transition to the point where you chop that willy off. Because nobody wants a
no, actually, not everyone who transitions with hormones. Not everyone who transitions with hormones has surgery. So, the surgery is prohibitively expensive. Ignorant. Well, I mean.
I was purposefully being ignorant, so you had something to talk about. I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
No, it's fine. I love you, MoOse. It's just the things that the phrasing you're saying. It's like this is my issue with this topic is that people just like kind of say that and then don't like understand what they're even talking about.
They say what? They say what?
Oh, they'll be like, there's too many kids getting their dicks chopped off,
which is untrue because you actually can't have gender affirming surgeries until you're over the age of 18. So all of that was false, folks. I was 100% bullshitting, lying.
But if you want to talk about
a Republican,
but if you want to actually talk about the puberty blocker thing, there is actually a conversation.
Under 18 getting the dicks cut off.
That's what it says here.
What about the girl that has a video about her that had her dick that got gender?
A girl can't have her dick chopped off
because AI knows all, right?
Well, she's a girl now. She's a girl now. She's a girl now. What's her name?
Oh, so Matt loves puberty blockers.
I've been corrected too, Lib. One more thing. The phrase "chop off their private parts" is highly inaccurate and disrespectful. It perpetuates harmful misconceptions about gender-affirming care and transgender people. These surgeries are often complex procedures performed by highly skilled surgeons. Now, the only thing I'm going to be right about for this whole conversation is if you're going to one of these surgeons, they're whores.
Yeah.
They're whores. They're doing it for money. They're doing it for money.
That is true.
So
they are
capitalistic whores.
Gotta fucking diagnose everyone with COVID. You get a bonus.
But yeah, no. As far as like puberty blockers are concerned, there's actually like a nuanced conversation to have around there because there is within the medical field actually some disagreements on, I guess, the precise manner in which to use them. The disagreement isn't that they're safe to use. They are safe to use. It's mostly just like a when and how long. Well, okay, Chuck, you can disagree. What I'm doing is simply relaying my understanding of what the vast majority of reputable medical organizations say on the topic. So you can disagree with the vast majority of reputable medical organizations.
Psychologically.
Again, Chuck, you can think that. But again, you don't have the backing of a variety of reputable medical associations.
It's just common sense. If kids take that,
does it take that to be?
up, dude. I'm sorry. It's gonna fuck them up.
Again, you are perfectly allowed to think that.
Well, think about that, dude. Dude, you can't. It's common sense. You don't put that kind of stuff in children. Look, it just does not work like that.
What kind of stuff, Busker?
There was a song by the Offspring
man.
called "The
Puberty
Kids Aren't
blockers
All Right."
and all that
The kids
bullshit.
aren't all right, MoOse.
Testosterone
kids
and
aren't all
women
right.
and girls.
The reason
little
for-
girls. Like, what the fuck?
The reason for blocking the puberty is, or delaying it,
Mhm.
is that it makes the transition easier as an adult.
Yes. Actually, not even that, but
Props for Offspring reference.
I mean, it was a good one, honestly. I did appreciate it, MoOse. The other thing, so it makes the later transition, if you do choose to transition, it makes it easier, but also it prevents what for many transgender people tends to be a major source of trauma, which is going through puberty that does not align with your gender identity.
That's not trauma. Y'all were doing it fine before puberty blockers. That's not trauma. You're gonna be okay.
Hang on. I'm sorry. And what is the evidence that you're citing that transgender people were fine before that?
Well, what's the evidence they weren't? There weren't these mass waves.
The evidence is that suicidality goes down.
Yeah, but there weren't mass waves of suicide prior to puberty blockers.
Transgender people do
there.
disproportionately commit suicide.
Show us in the numbers.
All right.
They also disproportionately commit suicide after transition.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
I've seen the studies.
No, I've seen the studies too. The suicidality after transition, social acceptance, and there's something else drops to 1/17 what it was. To 1/17. I'll find the studies again. It's been a while, so it might take me a second, but I will find the studies that I'm referencing.
Okay.
It's genuinely like not a debate. You're just wrong.
What's not a debate?
What you're saying, like I'm saying a thing. You're saying a thing. I'm saying a thing, and what I'm saying is backed by.
I know you
evidence.
always want to be the one that's saying the right thing.
I'm sure, but like what I'm saying is no. But that's why.
Lib,
That's
rather
why.
than
That's why
focusing on these inaccurate ideas, can we please try to shift the conversation towards supporting the transgender youth, please?
I mean, I agree with that. I see nothing wrong. I really do feel like, okay, like for example, if you've got bad eyes and you need LASIK, right? They don't allow you to get LASIK until your eyes have reached full maturity, because interfering with LASIK, at least it can interfere with, and then like your eyes will change more, and then like you might have to get it again. I really feel like it, like until your body is kind of like done maturing, I think that's the right time to let that decision be made. I think like interfering with the natural growth of the body is, I understand that there's some psychological issues, but I don't, but
the vast majority of medical scientists disagree with you. Sorry. You can feel that. I'm not saying
science can't tell you.
No, I'm saying scientists. Scientists.
But we don't really have the data, though. We don't have enough data on this. That they even admit that we have not had enough time and enough to actually study and see the long-term results. Like there is no real like solid data on this at this point. Like we're still in the early stages of trying to figure this out.
Lib, in 2020, or maybe it was 2021, I believe there was many scientists, doctors, nurses, practitioners that all believed in getting the coof thing, right?
Yep.
And how many of them were wrong? See, these people can be wrong. They're not infallible.
What about the vaccine?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
About trans surgery, but that's not anything they can be wrong or
they
right
weren't.
about.
Also, they weren't wrong about the vaccine.
Hey, have you ever?
Well, I'm
in your
trying
life,
to keep
they
it
were
wrong
wrong
as long as I can, so I would appreciate not.
I'm not the one saying wrong shit.
Why?
Who benefits?
Have you ever been to
why-
a high
why
school
ask?
football
Why-
game and
why
watched
feel-
somebody fall
why
over and
feel-
die of a heart attack? Because I haven't, and
I
nobody
did
I know
not at a
has.
football game, but I watched. I saw
You
it.
have not really, you have not studied on what's going on at all, at all.
Who's
So if
talking?
you see it enough with your own eyes for over 4 years or 3 years, then you get to know it's happening. It's really happening. Go to fucking Rumble. They won't show it on YouTube.
Watch the medical stuff.
Or
There's no
go
doctors
to
here.
KJ Osborne, KJ's What Happened Uncensored or whatever.
Yeah, because we were talking about the trans at first.
Every single week he puts out a fucking new thing about what's going on with the vax and the deaths and the what is shown that people are falling over all the time, man. Really fucking dying.
I would love to see you substantiate that claim.
Now, go to Rumble and look up
That's
KJ's
not a
Uncensored.
Well, I would
Okay.
like to get back to
That's
the
not a-
trans thing.
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
jumping
Busker.
into it.
You can see it for your own eyes.
Considering I'm spending the time to go through while y'all are like going off on your thing to actually go and find links to what I'm talking about, I would appreciate if you would do me the same courtesy
Of what?
of
Dude,
finding evidence for the claims that you're
providing links.
Put
a link to that guy's channel
Find
in the
it. You
back.
can see it for your own eyes. It's happening, dude.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
not-
Rumble channel, a YouTube channel is not fact based.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, but it's
Rumble,
evidence.
whatever,
Like,
This is an
it's
entertainment
something.
channel, by the way.
there's
YouTube.
videos of it. Like they even like squeeze it out on fucking real news as real news goes, and fucking then like it just gets thrown off to the side. But there's compilations of shit that they put together of the past fucking year or month or whatever. It's just like it's been going on for years, dude. No shit, since 2021.
Busker,
Doctors
I gotta
are
stop you
talking
right
about
there,
it.
brother. We have the best economy we've ever had. Job growth is through the roof. Everybody in America is healthy. We have no more fat people. They're just big, right?
My
They're big
job's
bone.
not great.
And so
Right.
we got to get back to this trans thing. I mean, these children have
real
the
happy.
right to decide if they're going to be a helicopter or not. Praise God.
When they get old enough.
Yeah, if they're old enough, then yeah.
But whether puberty
25.
should be delayed or not because someone is trans is not a question that science could tell us. That's not a scientific question. That's an ethical or moral or societal question that we have to answer based on what we value as a society.
Yeah, because what's to say that when they get older, their mind, if they'd been left alone, their mind had changed. We won't know that.
Say that again, Chuck.
If we retard their progress now, when they get older, what's to say their mind wouldn't have changed if they didn't want to do it no longer? You know what I'm saying?
So
Does it retard the brain development as well as the physical?
And this again is where, like, we are lay people talking about this. There's a lot of things about the specifics that, you know, I would agree that I think you and I would agree. There's a lot of things about these specifics that you and I don't understand. However,
exactly.
And in
Can you stop
our
saying we're
ignorant,
lay people? I haven't been laid in a long time.
Aren't you married, MoOse? Come on.
come
Come on,
on,
your wife doesn't give you any. Come on, man. Like,
Can't you tell by his voice that
yeah,
he's
right.
taking the
Like, I mean, I
blockers?
get laid. Come on,
Live.
all right, come on. Married
Live.
people, like, you know, we gotta, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to, Jeff.
got
You
two kids. I
see
got
what I'm
proof. I
trying to
got
do,
proof.
right?
I
Like,
have a question. I have a question for you.
sure.
The two reasons you gave for puberty blocking was that it made transition as an adult easier,
And it
the
delays.
trauma of puberty itself, which I kind of tend to discount because I think they'll be okay. But out of those two reasons, what's the highest proportion of people wanting to block puberty? Is it mostly because to ease adult transition, or is it mostly because of trauma?
I should actually also note, that it's to ease potential trauma or potential transition, because the point of puberty blockers is that they are entirely reversible.
Now you lost. I'm against it completely now, because you're trying to anticipate trauma that hasn't even happened yet, and which is puberty, like going through puberty itself.
Well, it's trying to
be traumatic. That person has
Okay.
more problems than puberty if that's what they're worried about as being traumatic.
Okay.
I think puberty is a rite of passage.
You're treating
everybody's body and mind needs to go through, just if no other reason, just for resilience.
You're treating this as some super special kind of medical thing, when you agree when like this kind of standard is applied to like basically anything. Okay,
you making me and Lanza even agree. That's how.
Then you would agree then, Jeff, that when we evaluate kids for having BPD, right, that there is 0 point at which we should be giving kids BPD meds, right? Because it's all potential.
No, well, first of all, I would assume they're medicating based on actual symptoms.
Yep.
And
they just have to. But no, I don't support giving kids BPD meds if they just like are like they have a chance of if they think they might develop it.
Put a straw man in my mouth.
No, this is because
that's subjective. The symptoms.
Well, yes, same with BPD. Especially in kids, it doesn't manifest fully
Lib,
until you're an adult.
I tell you what, Lib. If my child, if I ever have a boy, a male child, right? If he identifies as a Chad and he wants me to get him some blue pills, I'm just gonna hook him up, dude. I'm gonna hook him up with the blue pills. I'm gonna let him go ball down to everybody at school, because that's what he identifies as, right? We should just let people do whatever they want because that's what they identify as, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is exactly what the words that I was saying and the meaning that I had. You summed it up, MoOse. I appreciate you. I literally couldn't have said it better myself.
Let's let them get psychologically and physically fucked up before they become an adult, so that way when they're an adult, they can be a worse adult than they could have possibly been, right?
Lanza, why don't you come on and tell them yourself?
Look,
yeah, actually,
he doesn't have to tell me.
I do take what y'all can.
And let me
having an awfully lengthy dialogue with
Chris, you need to
himself.
turn your mic up so you can talk over Lib.
Well, let me just say, I take this. I do have some. I have some personal skin in this game. Okay. Because my oldest daughter, she's turned 16. She is a tomboy in every possible way, and she was we could tell when she was like 14 or 15 that she was like questioning things like that, and we talked to her about it and had lengthy conversations with her, and we told her that if she feels like that's something that she's really feeling like she's feeling like she's like she's more of a boy or something like that, if she wants to go to therapy and stuff like that, and she said that she didn't want to. It was her decision. But at no point we made it very clear, like when you're 18, if that's what you want to do, if when your body is fully developed, if you feel like that, then we'll support you 100%. And I stand by that. However, I would not, I could not and would not consent to puberty blockers or any kind of transitional type thing beyond like social transition in that time and prior to that. And so I'm saying this comes from someone who has a personal experience with actually having children and actually having a girl that is very, she's very tomboyish. She does not dress girly at all. She has a lot of she's a lot like her daddy. She has even though some people would say I'm a rather feminine man in my own ways. I have a lot of feminine characteristics, but I have a lot of masculine characteristics too. And she tends to take after a lot of my masculine characteristics a lot more than she does. And her mother is kind of she's kind of tomboyish herself. I'm saying this from a parent who actually has a child like this. I could not imagine saying yeah, let's go stop your puberty growth and stuff like that, and interfere with that, just in case you might want to later on get surgery or something like that. I feel like that's I mean, the surgery is going to be traumatic no matter what if they choose to do that. So I don't see that the puberty blockers are providing that much of a I mean, I consider all these things very seriously, okay, because this is my kid, and like I love her to death. I would do anything for that child, and that includes in supporting her in whatever identity or whatever she chooses on. And I've never talked about this on camera before. I've never talked about this before, so I am saying this for the first time. But that is also that I'm saying this just so you understand like where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from this from a completely like an armchair psychologist kind of standpoint. I'm coming from this from a personal experience standpoint, and I just want to make that clear that I'm not just doing this just because I'm looking at like people on libs on TikTok or some shit like that. I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't get down with like the GOP right wing grift bullshit, and I support trans people in general as adults, and I support them to live the life they want to live. But I just think that childhood has you go through so many changes. I mean, like I went through questioning periods just because I was always kind of a little bit more effeminate than a lot of my friends were and stuff. And like people just call me gay and stuff a lot. It made me
That's
wonder.
a sweet mouth you got there, Chris.
I think it
Right, exactly.
stigmatizes puberty in a way that's not healthy.
Yeah. I mean, like
psychologically and developmentally.
I had to come to the realization on my own that the reason that like because people used to jokingly, I mean, mostly jokingly call me gay so much that I had to come to the realization on my own that I wasn't gay because
people thought you were gay growing up.
Yeah, people did. And I had to like reckon with that, and I reckoned with it by the realization like I wasn't attracted to men. So I was like, wait a second, I don't want to have sex with men, so I guess I'm not gay, But I had to. But like it took like hearing that for a long enough in my lifetime. I remember the first time I actually had a girlfriend. My parents were kind of like we always kind of wondered.
They told you that? Like, oh, what a relief, son. We were wondering.
I mean, hey, that was actually the same thing with me. Growing up, my parents thought I was gay. I am, just not the way that they or I thought. And also, they thought I was gay, and I think they were just seeing the autism. So,
right, yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that, and like
I can appreciate that. I like art.
Yeah, I mean, like I was always just that, and plus just the fact that I never really had a girlfriend like through all high school or anything like that. I didn't start dating anybody until I was like 19, and so like my parents were always were wondering that. I didn't know it until like I actually got a girlfriend, and they were like, well, and they weren't even like my parents being really conservative Christian, by the way. They're really super conservative Christian people. Okay, they're not like the kind of people that you would think would be like super accepting of that sort of thing, but they weren't even like mean about it or anything. They were just like, we always kind of wondered if like, what direction you were going to go kind of thing. And I was like, damn, Mom,
Yeah. No,
because I never questioned it until like I got to the point where like people had said it so much to me. I was like, am I gay? Is that what's going on here? Am I gay? And I was like, wait a second, but I'm not attracted to dudes. So like, it didn't really,
Chris, I've been to church, and I can tell you that I thought almost everybody around me was gay when I was at church. So, I mean, that's just
which church?
Was it Hank's church?
No, it was actually a Baptist church, right? And one of the teachers, he followed us from like 5th grade to 6th grade to 7th grade to 8th grade or whatever. Whenever I stopped going, I forgot what grade. But then they would have these like video game parties, and we'd play like GoldenEye and stuff like that. 4 players on the wall, and we all thought, oh man, this is so cool. Until one of our friends got molested, and then we found out a bunch of other people got molested, and it was just like a circle of depravity. So
Dude.
that's when I left the church. I was
That
like,
shit
I don't
was
know about
Fuck,
this shit.
dude.
Was it
That's
Catholic?
rough, man.
Catholic Church or was it
Sounds
He said
Protestant.
Baptist.
Protestant? Wow.
Baptist?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I've known
it's
I've
still,
known
it's
some.
still horrifying to hear.
It
Yeah,
leaks.
There's
it leaks
no
into
there's
every
no place
kind of-
sacred, so don't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like it leaks into everything, man. Like just look. at
But
the-
what really hurts is when you find out about that sort of thing and you were never, and then no one ever tried to molest you, and you're like, damn, like I wasn't even.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad about it.
No, I
dude,
used to
because
think that.
I've
Like,
been
my
going to
priest
church for
didn't
so
do anything
long,
to me.
and nobody tried to touch me.
Why did you want to molest me? Damn it!
He had every opportunity.
I wanted to get molested. What?
I mean,
It's
think
like I didn't-
about
I-
it. Like,
You
what
It's
didn't
like
would
you
want to
missed
be
out.
molested, but it would have
Am
been
I
nice. It
ugly?
would have been nice to be nominated, you know.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Onto
you'd
a-
have the knowledge knowing that you weren't the last one on the team
I
picked,
actually
you know?
had good decent priests.
Oh, they exist. They do exist.
Yeah, they do
Um,
exist.
So I put, for those in the panel interested, I put a number of links in the back chat. Some of these are links to meta-analyses, which are basically where people look
Love
at.
that. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Is meta-analyses an insufficient piece of evidence?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meta-analyses, which are
I'm just
usually a
looking at your
compilation.
links.
They're usually a compilation of a number of studies. This is usually done when studies are either too small to, like, on their own be significant, or when you're trying to get sort of a broad, idea of the situation on the ground. There is also a link to, I think this was the APA, yeah, the American Psychological Association talking about transgender people, and if you read through the article, it just basically validates my positions on all these
Is this
things.
the one that? How are they getting the suicide rate? Like the suicides before puberty blockers? How are they knowing that it's because of puberty blockers?
If you're asking, well, they're not saying that the puberty blockers
because right before they
prevent
committed
suicidality.
suicide, they wrote a big note saying how they couldn't get puberty blockers.
No.
so they had to
You
kill
said it
themselves.
was for potential trauma, which I assume was the suicidality.
Wait, is this the same people that do the DSM?
What, the APA?
Yeah,
Does the APA write the DSM? I have no idea.
I forget.
No, but it's a board. The DSM is a board of. It's like a committee of people from all over. So some of
Yeah.
them could come from the APA potentially,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
I mean, I'm just
But
that's
the APA
this
is
just-
very woke.
I see. This is the issue I have with you, Jeff. You do the same thing fucking conspiracy theorists do. This is your conspiracy.
The woke. How is it
Yes.
a conspiracy?
Oh,
We're
shit.
watching the Evergreen documentary right now. All that shit that was like live footage. And as I said earlier, outside of my window during George Floyd.
Yeah,
That's not
and
conspiracy. Like, I'm not
you
hallucinating that all this stuff is
are now extrapolating that is a some cabal of people near the top who are.
I didn't say any of that. You are putting all of that in my mouth. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say any kind of cabal of people near the top.
Okay, then what is your issue with the APA and their wokeness?
The president of the APA, I guess that's
Uh-huh.
the top. I'm not saying she's a cabal. Just came out with a big editorial on how mental health needs to be decolonized from implicit racism.
Uh-huh.
So stuff like that, examples exactly like that. They had the guidelines for men back in 2017, where they
Yeah, I don't.
the
I
guidelines
honestly
they
have.
put out to deal with men as though there was this thing called toxic masculinity and stigmatizing completely normal behaviors for men and try to reframe them as mental health issues that they need to work on. And that's still
this is you still got your this is from your sort of like you got your conspiracy blinders on. You just see anything that
what's
uses these
conspiracy
buzzwords.
about, and this came from them, just like the queer theory.
Because you
Like
it's
trying
like,
to get age of consent
this
lowered
is all like
and trying to
age of
liberate
consent lowered.
children.
I'm sorry.
sexuality
The
from childhood innocence.
I'm sorry.
is
Now
coming
Republicans
from
are
Can you
woke.
do
the
one at a
writings
time? I
of the
can't hear
queer
you.
theorists themselves. It's not me making up anything. I'm showing you their own shit. And you're saying nice way to like throw out a conspiracy theory. It's coming from them.
No. You're doing the conspiracy theory is from you. They're
I
saying
think the conspiracy
things
theory
that
is from you because nothing I've said yet, nothing that you've identified as conspiracy theory is anything I've actually said. It's all stuff that's in your head that you're trying to fit what I'm saying onto to make it a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
I no in the woke thing in what you're talking about is a conspiracy theory. It's like
No,
it's all in your head.
I gave very concrete examples.
No. The effect that it's having an
the
effect.
article she wrote on decolonization.
That it's having the kind of effect on society.
I talked about the Evergreen documentary, which you're currently watching, which is full of firsthand footage
of one event. Yes, it is worth noting. It is one event.
It's not a conspiracy that this stuff is happening. I'm showing examples of it actually happening. I'm pointing to exactly what I'm talking about when I say woke. I named several things. I listed them off.
Okay,
you can go look them up.
We got off. I got off topic. My apologies. The point is that these meta-analyses, I know that they're all woke people, and that's why you're just going to dismiss all of this stuff out of hand. But this evidence, these meta-analyses, I think there's one of them that's just a study. One of them, the young adult psychological outcome after puberty suppression and gender reassignment, that is, if I'm not mistaken, just a study. Yeah, it's just a single study.
The thing I have wrong with this whole like study thing is that I believe in science and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but these studies are done by people who have an agenda to try to prove that this or that is happening or this or that should be happening. And so it pushes the Overton window every time. So that's my problem with it.
Every time what? What do you?
Every study.
I need you to extrapolate.
Okay, here I'll give you a fake example that I'm making up right now. Sure. If somebody does a study, right, and says, okay, children who don't get the puberty blockers are more likely to commit suicide, right? Now, if they do this study and then they come out and they prove that through the study, right? You're going to go on the panels and you're going to use that study as it's a scientific fact for everyone. When it's really like it's just a very small study that these people are doing and they're extrapolating it to the entire populace.
Well, if that were what I was doing, then I would agree with you. However, given that what I'm talking about is people who are using meta-analyses where they're taking multiple studies and incorporating them in, basically to, attempt to create a mega study, a bigger study, bigger sample size, to make better statements about it, because studies oftentimes don't really make super concrete statements, especially when you're talking about sociological studies.
Okay,
like a lot of these.
Lib, I actually don't have a problem with meta studies, but I do want to point out that people both on right and left of the spectrum in the scientific fields have both at different times said that meta studies are bullshit. Meta study analysis are bullshit in general. I've heard that multiple times from like people like talking about like ones on the right and the left.
Nobody here is going to geek out on meta-analysis studies.
I can tell you real fast.
I'm sorry that the truth is boring.
There's nobody in this.
I'm not saying it's boring. I'm just saying there's a lot of people in this discount meta-analysis.
Prescription pamphlets from all my prescriptions either, because they're boring as hell. It doesn't mean they're not true.
There's nobody in my town that is fighting these problems. There's nobody that's in this little town I'm living at that has any of these like thoughts. Like there's nobody going around trying to do this down here.
Because you probably live in a healthy community where people have.
There are transgender people in Mexico.
Yeah, in Mexico City,
really?
La Paz,
Are you sure?
Cabo San Lucas. All the big cities, right? But what do you see in the big cities? You see poverty, crime, you see homelessness, you see all kinds of crazy shit, right? In this little town, you see maybe one or two destitute people. The rest of them are healthy, working individuals. Yeah, there's old people still, But dude, you don't have this mental illness on a mass scale that you do.
You're
in
right.
America.
There's
think,
not any gay people in
MoOse is an
Mexico.
ageist.
This is the exact same language that people used for decades with gay people. It's you're just replacing gay with trans.
No, there's plenty of gay people down here, dude. There's a shop
Again,
owned by one
the
of my
Overton
friends.
window has
My
shifted.
friend-
Yes.
My friend
You're
owns a
right.
shop here. He's gay, right? I have no
Mhm.
problem with that. They're mentally sound. They're healthy individuals. They're not mentally handicapped like most of Americans.
Yeah, and 60, 70 years ago, you had people saying, well, look, you know what? We may have Irish in this town, but at least there's no
Don't do it.
gays.
They said that 60 or 70
Okay,
years
never
ago.
mind.
At least there's no gays.
I am probably would have
No.
been no
No.
60 or 70 years
You-
ago.
you said
30,
these
30.
yards
Oh,
up.
no. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry. My apologies. 80 years ago. It definitely would have been more common. But yeah.
I mean, but I don't think anyone on this panel has any problem with adult trans people. We're only talking about it when it comes to
I'm talking
children.
about the delaying of puberty. I think does more harm than
Yep.
good.
The only
Yeah,
thing I have an
I
issue
agree
with
with
is
you,
it
Jeff.
when it comes to children. I have no
Especially-
issue with
especially if the
adults
reason
doing
is
whatever they want with their
potential harm.
body.
Sure.
Dude, my cousin's a trans, and like, I mean, I don't really know the person, but I know them through Facebook now. And that trans person, I remember, took a lot of acid, and I think that kind of drove him completely insane. And I think that's why he did the trans thing.
I think there's a lot of straight people that do a lot of acid.
Yeah,
And
no,
we should, you know what? We should definitely diagnose straight people who do a bunch of acid with.
no, I'm
Pu-
not.
puberty.
That's not right.
Dude, you're putting words in my mouth here. Now, it's not just the acid.
was
He
doing
had
that
some
too.
issues, but
Yep.
he took a lot of fucking acid. Well, he
Uh-huh.
had the issues, so you didn't let me
Yeah.
finish what I was gonna say. All right. So, and that's cool. Like, fucking, he's an adult and she's an adult. If whatever.
I don't know. I just use they them if I don't know the pronouns.
But puberty is a part of reaching your mental and physical capacity.
That's
If
right.
you thwart one part of your natural growing process,
Mhm.
something else has got to suffer, in my opinion.
Well, Chuck, it's a good thing that there's actually people who probably know more than you or I on this topic, and it does seem like they disagree with you. So if you do have an issue,
Why are there
if
no studies, and the ones that are coming out seem to
if you
raise some concern?
if
Well, I
you
know
if you
math
do have
like
some
puberty
issue,
blockers.
if you do have an issue with this, I suggest that you take this up with them, because they're the ones who you and I are both trusting in a number of
I've
ways.
Complaints
decided it's
department
not
is
my
now
kids.
closed.
I don't even care anymore. They can turn into whatever they want. But there is something about interfering with the natural process of puberty or any other natural process. Like
Lanza,
for
I've
no
never
reason.
claimed to not be biased. I'm actually incredibly biased.
Especially if it's for like this and like potential might happen.
I'm just correct.
Well, everybody up here is correct. iPhi is correct.
Yeah, we're equal opportunity here. We believe everyone is right all the time, or everyone's wrong all the time. It doesn't matter either way.
Postmodern panel.
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah.
Based.
Everyone's
an
right.
ethical
Everyone's
liar.
wrong simultaneously. So.
I'm not a liar. That's the thing. I try to be ethical
Oh Lord,
as much as
hope
I can.
not. Reawakening the feminine. No, that sounds like a nightmare.
That
Sarah.
is
That's like a horror movie.
that's creepy.
That's more scary than the Evergreen documentary.
Sarah, I understand that this is like your kink stuff, but there are femboys out there. Go talk to them.
That's
It's
a
not
little
like
mean.
stuff.
That's a little mean. I don't know. I mean, she's entitled to her opinion there.
Was in women's mess.
I mean, I didn't say she wasn't entitled to her opinion.
Like
I just
women
said
are becoming
that-
more
that-
sensitive and emotional, and women are becoming more.
that argument might work better on femboys that want to be like dommed by a woman than
Dom fem. Oh, fem. The what do you call them? The ones that want
like
fem.
MoOse. Like MoOse.
Hey, you don't know that.
Hey, MoOse isn't even here to defend himself. Come on now. You can say that about me,
Got
I
him.
guess, but like I'm here. I can defend
I
myself. at least.
don't know Redington. Men's femininity. Have you seen Finster? That guy is pretty fucking feminine.
Spencer?
Finster. He's a streamer.
No,
I don't know.
I've seen Jeffrey Marsh and
People
Dylan
still consider me
Mulvaney.
extremely feminine. I'm usually the one who does the cooking. I
And
do
I
all
watched
most of the
RuPaul's Drag
cleaning.
Race.
Well, I do
I-
too,
If
Chris.
feminine, yeah, but
I'm much more. I have much more of a motherly instinct than my wife does. Like I'm much more motherly than my children
He
than my
has
wife
more
is.
one
I
than
mean,
I do.
like I mean, people say I'm very feminine, but like it doesn't. It at the same time, I don't feel like it diminishes my masculinity any at the same time. I
Well,
embrace that part of myself, and I think that's masculine in itself. So I mean, like
what do you buy? What about when you wear her dresses?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
They probably
See,
don't
that
fit
makes
very well.
that makes
But
you normal.
usually,
Yeah, that's exactly the, that's exactly
actually
the right point.
most dresses like they literally fit one body and that's it. That's kind of fucked actually. I fucking hate dresses. They're fucking hard to find.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't, but I don't think I could fit into any of her dresses. But I mean, still,
Skirts and a hoodie are superior.
I like pants. I really do. I really like pants. I like my boxer briefs and I like my pants.
And Chris, sometimes we're thrust into the what's the word I'm looking for? The home economic situation, whether we want to be or not. We have no choice but to pick up all duties.
Yeah,
As
I mean that's true,
cooking,
but I
cleaning.
like. But I'm saying I like doing those things. But I was primarily raised by my dad was working. I was primarily raised by my mother, and I was homeschooled, so I was around my mom a lot. And I have 3 sisters, so I have a lot of feminine traits and characteristics, and it doesn't bother me at all. I carry a bag. I carry a fucking man bag or a purse or whatever you want to call it. It does not like I do not give a shit if people make fun of it or it doesn't bother me at all. That's who I am,
Well,
and it doesn't
I used to wear a what do they call that damn thing? A fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
And
Yeah.
my dad,
I never
my dad
I
always,
never received one of those, but yeah,
my
I never
dad
had
always
problems with
called it a fag bag.
Fag bag.
I think it's
I
weird the way
didn't
that,
know
that like now it's
What?
become like
But that's not a
streetwear-
bundle of sticks.
It's like a streetwear thing now, where like they wear the fanny pack across their chest. I think that's really weird. I don't know, like it's like
That's
it's like
a
really
merch.
weird. It's like
That's a
really,
merch.
really,
It
yeah.
sounds safe though, because like no one's gonna come at you from the front. It's hard.
That's true. That's true. It's just like you're really trying to show off your fanny pack like really big time. I just think it's weird.
Is it
That's
just the gays or just
At
in
least
general?
have a Glock in it or
Yeah.
something.
It's usually really street kids like doing it like dressed like and kind of like more like streetwear kind of shit. It's like a thing.
I'll
Like,
wear
same
one
people
when I
wear,
go to
same
Disney.
people that wear like Supreme and shit like that.
Imagine having a daily carry that
Hey,
can
well-
fit in a fanny pack. All right, I carry a 44 Magnum. All right, I'm a real American. Mine can't.
If
Lanza Lib is a
if
tough
I could only
broad, but
afford
she's
if I
skating
can
on
only
thin
afford a
ice.
gun, right? But I can't afford a gun. Here, look. Not only do I wear a man bag, okay, I have a Coach man bag.
Tampon.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm not even like
Oh,
I'm not even
yeah.
like I'm not even fucking joking. Okay, I got this thing for really cheap. At a thrift store.
Satchel. Call it a
I got-
satchel.
I got it at a thrift store. I got it at a thrift store, but I think it's masculine. What?
That's,
Does this look like a woman's purse?
Let me see it close. Let me see it closer. I don't know. If I saw it on you or any male,
Is that
really,
leather?
Can you model
wouldn't
it?
necessarily
Yeah, it's
catch my
leather.
eye,
It's
not
really
in
nice.
this day and age. I wouldn't say, "Oh, look at that guy with the purse."
I got it at a thrift store, and
But
it
if I
was.
saw it on a
was like-
woman, I
they
wouldn't
like-
think that it wasn't a purse either.
It's 2024.
That's not
Anything
a
goes,
satchel.
right?
It's like the blue and black dress.
But it's the perfect size for me. It lets me hold a
Who
notebook.
cares?
I can hold notebooks. I can hold pens, and I can hold my wallet. And keep my wallet, and my keys in it. Because if I don't keep my wallet and keys in it, I will lose my wallet and keys. It's a practical thing for me. Like if I always know that I put my wallet and keys in this thing, and I don't have like some random place in the house where I put them, I don't lose them. And that's just it's practical for me. But I mean, it's just like it. But and also it keeps me from having to like have that worry because I've lost wallets before. Like I had them in my back pocket, and I sat down somewhere and like the wallet came out, and like I lost my wallet like that a couple of times. So like if my wallet's always in here, I always know it. You know,
That
it,
never
like,
seemed like a good place to keep a wallet.
So that's practical.
Back pocket.
I mean, but it doesn't. But people may have made fun of me for it. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, fuck you. I don't care. it works for me. Like, what do you get? What do you care if I have a bag or not? You know, like I mean, but like I said, I have like I have plenty of feminine traits and shit like that people consider feminine, but like I don't consider myself less of a man or anything. It doesn't really matter to me.
It's not much different than people carrying around their little laptop bags.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like the same size.
Yeah, I just don't carry around a laptop in it. That's because it wouldn't fit in there anyway. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just
a tablet.
Yeah.
Like
that.
People carry
like a tablet bag or something like that. But yeah, I just like I don't understand shit like that. Like I don't understand when people get like hung up on that kind of shit. I used to whenever I was a teenager, I had really long hair, and people just be like, "Oh, look at you, hippie! Look at you, trying to look like a girl," kind of shit. Because I had the hair down to my shoulders and shit like that. Now I have no hair. I mean, it's just like I don't get any of that kind of stuff, that all those superficial things that people say like that make you a man or a woman or anything. Like even in my own mind, I don't go around thinking of myself like I'm a man all the time. I don't think like that. I think that I think that everybody is like I think that everybody's gotten way too obsessed with this concept of gender identity to the degree that like it doesn't even make sense to me. It's like I just am what I am. I am Chris. That's who I am. I'm Chris. Chris Slater. That's my name. If you want to call me an F slur, if you want to call me any kind of slur you can think of, I don't care. You can do whatever you want because that's your right to call me anything you want. You want to call me a woman? You want to call me a girl? Go for it. I don't care. My identity is not dependent on what other people think or call me behind my back or to my face. It doesn't matter to me. I am who I am. And like I'm very confident in that. And like I think that if there's anything that's like, I don't even think it's a masculine thing. I think it's just like that's just like being a more self-realized human being. And that's where I get frustrated. That's where I get frustrated with these arguments, is that everyone gets so caught up on like these little like things like, well, but I really want people to think of me this way, or that you can't control what people think of you. I mean, like, it doesn't matter how masculine or manly I am. There is always going to be people that are going to be like, look at that little faggot over there. Like people are going to say that kind of shit to me or about me, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me any. It doesn't, because like I mean seriously, like the old nursery rhyme thing, sticks and stones may break my bones, kind of thing. Shit, it's true. Like words can words only can hurt when I think the only way words can hurt is if it's someone that you really care or trust about, and in general the people that you really care about and love, and you think they think a certain way about you, and like then you find out they think something, and it's not about like that they call you slurs, but it's about like them like lying to you or betraying your trust or something like that. That's the way words can hurt you. But like labels and shit like that, labels don't matter. Your name is
really
your label.
Insecure.
Yeah, it's all about. I mean, like I am secure in who I am as Chris Slater. I don't have any interest in being
That's
secure.
Not going to mean
as a man.
anything to the people that aren't. They're not going to suddenly become secure just hearing that you're secure yourself.
I know. I'm just saying that. I'm saying that that's where I get that. I'm saying this because that's where
you have
that's where my disconnect.
If they don't have that naturally.
I know. I'm just explaining that's where my disconnect is.
Anyway, like. Because it's real easy to say be secure in yourself, but if that's
not even what I'm saying. I'm just explaining that's where my disconnect comes in. My disconnect with this, like the reason why I have a hard time with it is because like I can't. I get lost in like this thing of like but what you care, like that's what you care about, like why does that matter? That's where I have a hard time understanding it. And I'm really good at empathizing with people in general, but that's something I have a hard time empathizing with, and I'm trying really hard to empathize with it better, but like I have a hard time empathizing with label obsession. I really do. Like I couldn't give a shit less what people label me as. I just couldn't care. I mean, I just like, fuck you. If you don't like me, then that's your problem. It's not mine. Like there's that like remember have you ever seen that movie Adaptation?
Mm-hmm.
there's a really great line, in that, like, later, like when, like, Charlie Kaufman, the character Charlie Kaufman, is talking to his brother. That's Nicolas Cage playing both of them. He's talking about, like, he's like, he says, like, it didn't matter to them that those girls were making fun of him because that was his love. It was his love. He loved her. It didn't matter what they thought or anything. That was his love, and they couldn't take that away from him. And I think that's a beautiful. I think it's a beautiful line in that movie, and I really do relate to that. Like, it's like you can't take away from me what I love or what I don't love or what I think or what I feel just because you say something about me. And like that's where I get disconnected from.
We got our Canadian back. What was that thing we wanted to ask, Frank?
Oh yeah, we should definitely. We're gonna invade America, invade Canada, and turn it into the 51st state.
One
we
giant
were talking
state.
about liberating
One
monarchy.
giant
I told him to
Canada
leave.
state. Yeah, let's do one, and we're gonna buy Mexico. We're gonna buy it.
Buy
We
Mexico.
figure Mexico can't be expensive. Okay,
It really can't.
It's worth like what, 100 pesos, like something like that. Whatever. And
Finally have that Euro American state.
North American state. There we go.
Well, see, like they did
That.
like the stupid way. They did a union. Like, we're not going to do a union. We're just going to outright buy and therefore or invade.
Yes.
And we're going to take
not even going to
Buy
annex. We're going to
Mexico.
invade them, and then just like after we invade, be like, yeah, you're a part of us. We're not gonna actually annex them. We're gonna like be like, oh yeah, we're just fighting like a regular war. Actually, psych, Canada's ours now. We will conquer Canada.
The thing is like, would they even fight back though? Because the Canadians are so polite anyway. I mean, they might just be like, "Oh, all right then, hey, that's all right, okay."
Wait,
like,
Frank,
I guess,
are there 35 million Canadians? Is there really that many? I didn't know Canada was actually that big population-wise. How big is Canada population-wise? Even I don't even know.
That's not
Still though,
very
we got like
big.
what, almost 10 times that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 38 million.
Are they even real people?
They are. Yeah, they all live in like the southern portion of Canada.
Jeez.
There's
Well,
there's like 14 people that live in the north of Canada, and they're all like the same.
Yeah, they
family.
all live around. Like Vancouver's just what, an hour from here.
Something like that. Yeah.
I say all of us
and New York
on the Canadian Revolution Committee, like we all get to we all get to name one. We all get to name a state in Canada. We all get to rename one of the states.
There we go.
After ourselves.
The
We
state
can
of
have.
Slater.
Yeah.
What's really funny, this chart in
Alcott's gonna be happy to hear that.
in 2021, Canada had 38.25 million and California had 39.24 million.
Dear God.
California almost had a million more people than Canada.
So if we just conscript everyone in California, we say like everyone in California has to fight this war, we win by numbers alone.
Yes, exactly.
We just completely, all we need is
You
we
could
just
do it
take
just
because
the
like
West Coast.
because honestly people in California are pretty useless anyway. We don't really need
Honestly,
them. So
yeah,
like,
right.
we just throw them to the wolves at the front line, and like most of the Canadians are going to surrender anyway.
Oh,
'cause
Frank,
they're
don't
really
worry.
close, so.
We'll fix that French problem. Okay.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
fix it.
Oh yeah.
We'll
fix that.
we'll Americanize them completely.
Good luck. Y'all try that with us.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
you
true.
got me. This is what you get. This is your accomplishment.
Exactly.
I think
Serious
we should expand that French influence. I love the Mardi Gras shit. We should expand it into the rest of the country. Everybody should be doing Mardi Gras.
Not Quebecy French.
Rename the fries.
The Louisiana French are acceptable. Quebecy French are.
French Canadian is not a good look. It's just not like
It's really not.
It's
I've spoken to French Canadians.
Hey,
I wish I hadn't.
You're not French Canadian.
Well,
French Canadian, Joe. You're Louisiana Canadian. You're Louisiana French.
I know we would have been
Canadian.
Canadian.
I like Cajuns. I love
It
Cajuns.
just hadn't happened yet, but we're from that part. But my partner was French Canadian. He was one of the best.
Just give me all the food.
Oh, I'm not saying there can't be any good French Canadians. I'm just saying in general. I mean, we're talking about generalizations here. We're generalizing people very broadly. So.
Oh, you're Acadian.
Yeah,
oh, okay, shit. Yeah, you're one of only like a couple. What is it? A couple 100,000? Acadia is not very big, is it? Acadia is the island, right?
No, it's the people that settled Nova Scotia, or what later became Nova Scotia, or parts of it anyway. And then they got expelled, ethnically cleansed, and most of them resettled in Louisiana and became the Cajuns, which is what I am.
Yes.
Are any of you guys fans of Guy Madden? He's a director, a Canadian director. Guy Madden. He makes very, very weird movies. He made this movie called My Winnipeg. That's like this thing where he hires actors to act out scenes from his life growing up in Winnipeg and stuff like that. And it's all shot in black and white, and it's all done very. It's hilarious. He also did the most famous movie was called The Saddest Music in the World. It had what's her name? God, it's not Juliette Binoche. It's Juliette Binoche. It's this French. There's a French actress that it's all set. It's all done like these neorealism kind of, not neorealism, sorry, like Dr. Cabinet Dr. Caligari and stuff like that. I don't know why I can't remember the name right now, but like that look, like they use very stylized sets and everything. And she has she lost her legs and she replaced them both with like these glass legs that have beer in them. And she's like this beer baroness, and all this, it's this really weird thing. And she has like a contest who can have the saddest music in the world, and it's very weird and dumb. But yeah, every time I think of like a Canada, I can't help but think of Guy Madden. It's like I think of the first thing I think of when I think of Canada anymore.
I probably am inbred, Frank.
Yeah. Also on that topic,
I mean, it would explain a lot. I assume there is some in this because we were an endogamous people anyway. We married within the culture. It wasn't a big culture.
Somebody needs to clip that part right there.
There probably is some inbreeding.
I mean, be transparent about things.
Yeah. Hell, I'm my own grandpa, so.
I can see it. Is that where you get your style?
I was about to say, actually, I really like ethnicity more as a descriptor than like race. I think it's actually something that's
because
relevant.
There is a white ethnicity. There's not a white.
There are many white ethnicities.
Yeah, but there's like like that waspy middle class.
Oh yeah, WASP. Yeah, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Yeah, that's like a thing.
Hang on, my speakers just did something weird. Oh, I might have to switch.
I mean, I'm technically a second generation immigrant. My dad was born in Spain, so yeah. I mean, I'm not even like I'm not a true American. I was born in this country, but I mean, I'm only second generation immigrant.
I was gonna say, I also think there's just a broader American ethnicity that just kind of like, I would argue that it's more, at least as far as America's concerned, there's an American ethnicity, and then there are
I've told a few of my bead stories, Frank.
Sub ethnicities, sort of within that,
especially this light up bead.
You just American culture is so hegemonic, not just here, but like worldwide, but especially here. That
I'm having technical difficulties here, so enjoy. NeuroJack.
NeuroJack, what's up, my man? I haven't seen you in forever, dude.
Is that Talcott?
Oh. No, it's NeuroJack. Come on, man! Like, come on, it's NeuroJack.
Everyone loves NeuroJack.
I haven't seen NeuroJack on our panel in like, I don't know, it's been like a week or two, man. It feels like it's been forever. It probably hasn't been that long, but like when you stream every day, it gets kind of confusing. But what's up, dude? I guess he's must be having audio issues or something. He's not responding. So.
Well, what else we got Jeff with that?
Oh, there's NeuroJack. He unmuted.
And then he muted again.
Damn, sad.
Well, anyway.
Well, NeuroJack, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news. I guess while Jeff is doing his thing, I'll say this just so we don't get fully on the topic. But did you hear about the strikes on Rafa, Jack? There was on Super Bowl Sunday. Apparently, almost exactly timed with when the kickoff was, Israel struck the city of Rafah, that like southern city.
Well, see, that was just a celebration. That wasn't a.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
No.
Those were just really powerful fireworks, guys.
No, like, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. No, Jack. They claimed Israel has claimed that it was the strikes were a distraction so they could rescue 2 hostages.
I see the topic has already changed.
It's just because Jack's on here.
Yeah, how many have we been?
Well, you're sounding suspiciously anti-Semitic right now, Lib. I just wanted to mention that.
I mean, not really. I've only mentioned the state of Israel,
which is, Semitic or something.
Or something.
Not today, Frank. Not today. It's Mardi Gras. No more nerd.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be like a butt pirate or something.
You thought this was
why a butt pirate?
I could see it as a part of a pirate cosplay.
I was
definitely an undershirt.
Hang on, let me find my Mardi Gras costume.
I thought he was a raccoon at first.
On God,
a raccoon.
I want to speak French now. Now that I know it's Mardi Gras.
Oh, parlez-vous français?
Frank, Jack and I won't really actually fight. Jack and I honestly broadly agree on most every one of our prescriptions.
Yeah, it's funny. It's so many people who don't like you, Lib, are actually like communists like you, and it's so funny.
I wouldn't go so far as to call tankies communists, but
well, they're stealing your identity as a communist, I guess.
Oh no, they definitely are. They've definitely attempted to like steal the. I mean, maybe not even steal. I'm honestly probably more stealing than they are, because a lot of communist regimes in history have just kind of been very, very fascist, not actually communist.
You're stealing more than they are because fuck capitalism, right? You gotta take from the man, right? You gotta take it back, so you gotta steal, right?
Yeah.
Viva la revolution,
Yeah.
That's good, MoOse. You were a good dad, I guess. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
You could also put them in hefty bags and throw them in the attic, but I don't know how many you get down there. It might not be worth it.
Well, but it's interesting. Like, people say that the United States was basically created by pirates for pirates and all this stuff, and I'm like, that kind of
nobody. That's not the dominant narrative.
I've never heard that before in my life. I've never heard.
Well, not pirates, but piracy. Like,
it all kind of crap that he just passes off.
No. You never heard that basically. You never heard that people say like basically we were a bunch of mercenaries and we were just like rough and tumble, people who came and.
I've never heard that we were a nation of pirates.
I've
heard the mercenary rough and tumble thing. I've never heard a pirate.
There is a more modern narrative that we're basically like kind of like a warrior tribe, a war tribe. More so, our military industrial complex is so like large and over. I mean, we supply supplies for.
We supply the weapons to our we supply the weapons to our enemies, but that's how good we are.
Yeah, that's
we're equal opportunity warmongers here. Okay, we
want to create war.
A missile. You get a missile. You get a missile. You get a missile.
Genghis Khan ain't got shit on us. We're so good. We want to create other threats to us just so we have someone to play with. God damn it!
Well, more we want to create more smaller regional powers, so that we can have our proxies fight their proxies, and they can duke it out. It's like kids playing with action figures, right? But those action figures are people.
It's more like kids in the playground. Like there's like that bossy kid or that bossy girl or boy that's like, no, you go be on that team and you go be on that team.
Yeah.
And you guys and directs them to fight each other, and like that. It's more like that than the action figure thing.
Hey, don't talk shit about me as a kid. God damn, no, that's not nice.
Hang on, your mic is. I'm gonna have to turn your mic down again.
Your mic is peaking, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Here, I turned it down.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't control my.
I'm talking about myself as a kid, actually.
You were that asshole. Well, you're American, right?
I was like, you go play that character. I was
Chris,
the writer of the
Chris,
director.
we're talking G.I. Joe, not Ken and Barbie.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Whenever you're playing with GI Joes though, because the GI Joes were very small. I used to have a couple of my dad's old GI Joes that were like Barbie sized though.
Yeah, they
But
were 12 inches.
but then what you did was you just like the Barbies were just giants that got to come in like stomp the village and stuff like that. So like yeah, sure, hell yeah, I play with Kid and Barbie, I needed giants for my GI Joes to fight. I mean, I
Nah,
was doing
G.I. Joe's
I
used to
was
be
doing
the
Attack
same
on
size.
Titan back before that shit was on TV. Shit, Come on now, I'm old school here.
Oh yeah, I had foxholes and everything in the backyard.
I mean, it's all the same when you blow them up with
What
fire.
brought you back? Was it NeuroJack?
What?
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 What brought you back? Was
What?
it NeuroJack? I know it wasn't Lib. I doubt it was
Yeah.
Reddington. It probably
It's
wasn't
his
Chuck.
needy.
It
It's
was
his needy character.
I'm needy and I'm passive aggressive, so I want to be
Yeah.
passive aggressive for.
I don't
a
find
moment.
you passive, not compared to the people up here. I don't find you passive aggressive at all.
NeuroJack, can you do me a favor, buddy?
Knew it. Called it.
NeuroJack, can you hear me?
Earth and NeuroJack.
Yo, what's up?
Can you click on settings in your StreamYard?
I've already lowered his mic. What else do you need from him?
And then go to audio, and at the bottom there's a check mark box that says
How about now? How about now? Better?
Adjust mic volume automatically.
He was already set to that.
I did set it to that, but it keeps changing back to whatever the other setting is.
The loud version is that setting's making him too loud. He needs to leave it unchecked so that I can manually adjust the mic.
Okay, then manually do it and like turn it down.
I manually did it a long time ago. That's why I don't know what else you want.
Not you, Jeff. I'm talking to NeuroJack. So
I
that
have to
whenever
do
he's
it.
on a panel,
Yeah,
it
but
sounds
Jeff
normal
has to do
like
it.
everyone else. That's
Jeff
all
has to
I'm
do it,
asking.
though.
Yeah, Jack has
Definitely
to do
sounds-
it.
HNIC. I have to do it.
Definitely sounds like a tin can he's using.
Jeff,
sound
you
like a
can't
tin can?
control his settings. He
I just
controls
did.
his settings.
I just did.
NeuroJack, how many times I told you you got to upgrade from that tin can string?
Quit
setup you got going
hijacking
on,
my
man.
show for this nerdy shit. It's Mardi Gras.
And
What
stop
did you want
yelling
to
at
come here and
people.
talk about?
They think you're angry when you're bleeding their ears out.
Oh, I was just about to talk about a nerdy thing though.
What nerdy thing now?
China.
You're the one that's been nerding up the stream the whole China.
The Chinese military.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Is that nerdy? That
Can
doesn't
it
sound
can it
nerdy.
wait until Ash Wednesday?
Yeah, probably.
Because that'll be more appropriate for
So
tomorrow.
NeuroJack, how you been, buddy? Haven't long time no talk. You been
I
good?
thought you had tossed him to the curb. You had decided
he kicked me. Remember?
No, iPhi, this is not a panel you come on and lie on. No.
I
You
remember.
were in the Discord and then you even came on the show the next day.
NeuroJack.
Talk about his mental health and you thought you and him were going to do a show
NeuroJack.
together and he went off the deep end or something and now
Hey
you can no longer
NeuroJack,
work with him.
just answer Jeff so he quits speculating. Who kicked who off of whose Discord?
I'm talking about what I saw on the Discord, like the conversation y'all had.
He kicked me off of Discord. His Discord.
And then you went on a tirade against him.
I never went
So
on a
it's like
tirade
rejection.
against him. I just informed the public why
Rejection
we wouldn't be
sensitivity.
creating a channel together. That's all I said.
Oh yeah, since this may be actually.
Yeah,
to-
but you
to-
made it seem like you thought you could work with Jack and then you
Yeah,
realized that you
initially
couldn't.
that's why I talked to him because I thought
But
he
you
was
didn't say it was
potentially-
because he had a problem with you and
Oh,
he
you
kicked
scared
you
him
off.
away, Jeff. See,
He left.
this is the problem, Jeff. You
That's
don't know
his
how to.
if you know anything
Yeah,
about
it's
Jack,
his
you know that's his
connection.
connection.
That's his connection.
Oh, okay. We'll wait and see if he comes back, and hopefully
right here for you, right
he
here for
did
you.
that.
There you go.
Continue with what you were trying to say.
do the auto audio, please, Jack.
Speak
don't
of the
breathe.
neuro and the neuro shall appear.
Anyways, creative differences. It's fine. I mean, And by the way, I'm not saying
Okay.
No, but no, that's just you see how you're going to try to gloss it off because
Mhm.
it wasn't about creative differences originally.
Yeah, it
it
was.
was about Jack.
Well, the
psychotic.
main,
Going
the
off
main
the deep
problem
end or
was
having mental health issues, and
I-
now you decided you were pulling out, but you didn't say that it was Jack that kicked you off
he kicked me off of his server. That
initially.
was
Then you decided you had all this insight into Jack at that point.
and so I never said he was crazy. I just said he was like ADD on crack or something.
You
That's
say
why
he's
He's not by
psychotic.
far the worst.
And so
I don't
like
know. All I heard was Jeff say you had good pull-out game just now. That's all I got from that. So.
he does like the drive-by debating stuff where like he'll drop in and be like, let's talk about a very deep subject, and then he'll like leave 30 seconds later.
See,
That's exactly
iPhi,
what you do.
iPhi, that the only reason I do that is because I'm not wealthy like you, so I can't afford to go around and spend hours and hours, making my point. That's the reason why.
That's okay. I mean, we could,
Yeah.
we could have started a channel, and you could have made some money.
Yeah,
Jack, you
if,
can-
if
I'm
you
sure
help me,
you
if you
can
help
have
me
a
be
career
wealthy,
if you
if you
work
help me
well.
be wealthy, I will do this like 8 hours a day for sure.
Anybody could have a career.
But I need that.
I have at
Hey,
least that.
I'm the
that much
opposite
faith
of
in the
wealthy.
American dream.
I have like $0 to my name, and I'm on stream all the time. Like, what does that mean? What do you
No,
mean? What are you
no.
talking about,
So,
Nero? Like,
so,
what do
so
you
I
mean?
wanted to.
You gotta be rich to like.
Yeah,
Well,
this is not
I know, I
Don't
know.
yell.
That's for sure.
Don't yell, Jack. Talk quietly, please.
Well,
I do,
I'm in a car driving with a headset on, so
Hang on, I'm gonna
Okay.
bump your mic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, fix my mic. Okay, so let me make my point really quick. So here's where I'm confused with you, iPhi. Like, I don't have a real problem with you. I kind of like you personally, but I was kind of confused because like you said that I have mental health issues. Then yesterday you said that you don't believe in mental health because you had bad experience with them, and that mental health is a scam. So it's like
I never
you
said
kinda
I
make
don't believe in mental health.
Oh,
I
No, he
said
said his
yes,
I
you
mom
don't
did.
have any
Yeah,
mental health
yeah.
problems.
No. You
Oh,
said that.
but you definitely do.
Yeah, no,
though.
that is what he said. He talked about his mom and her mental health issues.
See, even Jeff remembers, and he
And then
doesn't
I
remember.
asked
I
him
remember
about his own
exactly
mental
what you
health,
said.
and he
You
said
said-
no,
you
he
said-
doesn't
well.
have any
I
himself.
remember,
He's an
and
adult.
and game recognizes game, and mental health recognizes mental health, and you definitely have some mental health issues, my friend.
So, Jack, once again, I never said you're crazy or delusional or anything like that. I just said you have trouble focusing. And I was trying to just throw you a bone and assume you're just like busy. You're like going to work or running errands and shit. And you just
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have time
extremely
to.
busy. Like it's like I'm doing something right now.
That's fine. But like, if you're going to like, get into a serious, deep discussion, you need to set aside at
He
least
was
a
excited
30-minute
because he
session.
thought y'all were gonna have a show together.
Yeah, you got
When
me
you
all
ended-
excited.
When
and
you
then I
ended,
got
that you
bummed
crushed
out.
his dream.
Well, we're doing shows right now. I mean, I'm always going to do a show. It's just, what show am I going to do today is the question. I mean,
I do love that movie, Frank.
if we're going to do a show together, we need to make sure that we're actually on the same team and that you're not like a secret agent
Fair.
trying to.
All right.
And Jack, that's where I started being concerned about your mental health. Remember when you started yelling at me
Okay,
about
okay,
being
okay, sure.
a
You did. You
puppet?
did.
Okay, sure. Okay, so let me be your mom. Let me be your mom and say, well, you're the one with mental health because you just want.
You're roboting.
I said, let me be your mom and tell you that you have a mental health problem because you like to argue with me rather than listen to what I'm saying. How do you like that?
I would love to argue with you, Jack, but you have to be in the room if you want to argue with
Neither
me.
one of
You
the. No,
can't
we
just
argue on here
bail
all
out
the time without people
halfway
in the
through
room.
the sentence.
Okay, so
What
see,
is
I
Chuck
can
doing?
I can just call you mentally ill too, and
That's
then
fine. That's fine. Call me crazy. That's fine.
well, see, I don't believe in mental illness, so that's the reason why it won't work for
So-
me because I don't believe in it. But-
So NeuroJack, submit it to this panel right here in this room. Do you think it was mentally healthy to accuse me of being a Jew puppet when the last time we talked, NeuroJack? Do you
That
think
sounds
that was
like
a good?
something Nero would say.
Is that a good, healthy assessment of our
I've never called
relationship?
He denies calling you Jew puppet.
I said I like Javier Milei. Then you implied that he has all these Jewish connections, and I said I don't give a fuck. I'm just pointing out he's an ANCAP, and that's good enough for me. And
Was
and
that
then you,
before
and
or
then you
after
started
y'all decided
accusing
to do
me
the
of
show
being like
together?
complacent and being part of the mind control psyop bullshit.
Was that the beginning of the breakdown of the partnership? Was it already
that
decided?
was
y'all were
that was
doing the
kind of
show?
like where our communication broke down.
Started to break
Jeff.
down because y'all weren't
Yeah,
as aligned as you thought.
I am.
Now,
Because I remember
Nero.
when you were leaving and going off into the woods the first time, that you said NeuroJack was the only person in this whole community that was worth keeping in touch with, and y'all
Yep.
were going to do a show together.
Well, actually,
And he was the only like this. This community was not what you were looking for,
Yes,
except
yes.
for NeuroJack. You were
Yes.
praising him to the skies, beyond the skies.
with a possible Sarah plan B. I don't know. We'll see if she has free time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
And
I
so
saw you
it
trying
went
to get
from
a date
that,
in-
from
in the chat.
NeuroJack being the crown jewel of this community, to
by the way, NeuroJack, you've been roboting for the last 3 times you spoke, so you didn't get one word through. Just FYI. Everything you just said in the last 3 times didn't make it through. And this is what I'm talking about. It's
Now, see,
so
you're
hard to
being
communicate.
passive aggressive.
So I do though have a question.
I'm needy,
because-
Chuck. I'm a needy.
Okay,
Oh,
hang
oh.
on. Let Lib gets a chance to make it nerdy.
I don't give a
No,
shit
no,
what
it's
Liv has to say
it's
about
not.
this.
It's not a nerdy. I just genuinely am
I-
curious.
It will be.
If iPhi can substantiate his claim that he was called a Jew puppet.
Oh yeah. So the last time I talked to NeuroJack, I just passed in mentioning that I like Javier Milei.
And then that's when the honeymoon started. to
And
end.
then he pointed out that Javier Milei has Jewish connections or influences or something like that. And I was like, I didn't even disagree with him. I was like, maybe, Jack. I don't know and I don't care. My point is, I like Javier Milei because he portrays himself as an ANCAP, and that's all I care about, his views. And then NeuroJack implied that I'm complying with the Jewish psyops because I won't call out their bullshit or something.
Because you're
like
not
that.
awake enough. You're not awoke enough.
Wait a minute.
And
I
that's
like
why-
bagels.
Okay,
What's
but
that
he
mean?
didn't directly call you.
Oh, by
a
the
Jew
way,
puppet.
Sarah, your name was mentioned because I
Yeah.
trying to contact
He's looking
you
for a replacement for NeuroJack.
because I can't. NeuroJack isn't mentally stable enough to do a show with me, so I'm seeing if
And
you can string words together and make a
he
sentence.
implied that because NeuroJack is
So send me your
slightly
link,
conspiracy
Sarah.
brained and
Discord.
doesn't.
Because NeuroJack thinks he's a J puppet.
Well, no,
That's when
I-
it
I-
started. It with the Javier Milei thing. Because before they were best, they were best friends.
I think it's
for life.
I think it's a further issue, which is that the language that he often uses isn't is very much like what a conspiracy theory, an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist would use, even if he isn't one.
You tried that earlier on me.
Yeah, well, like,
Conspiracy
can
thing.
you guys hear me now or no?
Now
Yeah,
we can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. So I'm happy to answer any questions about this, but
The
yeah,
J puppet.
I don't
thing
know.
we wouldn't know.
I don't know what the real point of contention is, but I'm happy to address whatever because it seems like there's not really a point of contention. It's just kind of like
That when he
made up
said
one.
he liked what's his name, Milei.
Javier
You
Milei,
started
the
calling him a
president
J
of
puppet.
Yeah,
Argentina.
again, I don't care if he likes Malay. I actually really don't care whatsoever. But like me as an ANCAP doesn't like him, and he's not an ANCAP, and he does like him. And also, he said some things that would seem to indicate that if he knew that this dude was like a messianic Jewish sympathizer, and also like what Lib said is like cloning his dogs and is like an anti-human guy, like why would you promote someone that
Oh, that
literally is
crazy
against
guy.
everything that you care about? Yeah, I mean, like he's literally like something is not right with the dude. That's all I'm saying.
he is a weird dude. That is true.
There's something not
Yeah.
right with all human beings, Jack. We have to find somewhere to start from. A point.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're,
well, hold on.
we're all
So-
mutations.
Right.
Jack,
yeah. Okay.
Jack.
Fine. But whatever.
Jack, I have a question for you. From what I saw, and my understanding was that this show that iPhi keeps talking about you and him were going to do was mostly in his head, was it not? Was there ever an agreement between you two to do a show, or is that just something that iPhi just kind of came up with and decided that was going to
I
happen?
don't know if there was ever an agreement. I mean, I think that he presented the idea to me, and I was like, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I think, I don't think I really got into detail, but I think I made it kind of clear. Like, I'm kind of busy with personal stuff, and also, I'm doing multiple shows. I pretty much, Machine Lies is like my main project. So pretty much anything else is like, going to be kind of secondary for the moment. I mean, I don't even do my own show right now. So like, I'm happy to work with anybody if they're not like literally my enemy. But since like so many people that I thought were like quote unquote on my team turned against me for literally seemingly no reason, I'm very skeptical, of course. So.
I'm on your team, Jack.
I believe that Lib is more on my team than people who like agree with me on my philosophy, which is pretty weird. in a way.
Including me? Including me? I thought we were friends, dude.
No, but I mean, like you and I don't have the same exact philosophy, but we're friends. But my point is, like,
I thought
people
y'all
that-
were doing a show together too.
Yeah,
we are. We're developing
okay.
it. So, but
right.
And Moose is
but
producing.
again, well, if Moose is producing, I'm out. So.
He produces
don't
all
like
the
Moose?
shows. He produces all the shows. You don't
Uh,
have to.
Jack-
I love Moose.
Well,
He's a little
you guys
little
should-
shit sometimes, but
you guys should
aren't
get,
we all?
you guys should get Gary married or something. I mean, I don't hate the guy. It's just he's affiliated with people that I know are like.
Who's he
Not-
affiliated with? I just know his moves.
Well, he's definitely not his own guy. I'll just put it that way. So, but
what does
you know,
that
that's
mean?
kind
He's
of the
not
thing.
his own guy. Like he's
Well, ask iPhi who he was talking to yesterday, and
iPhi, who
his
was-
little
who
weird
was talking to
interaction.
yesterday. Like
I
Moose
talked
is
to a
a
lot of
puppet
people.
somebody, and he's here
Jack
to work at a
Talcott.
job.
I don't know who was I talking to.
Yeah, and Paul, and all those dudes, and whatever they got going on. I don't want anything to do with whatever.
So
fuck
you
they
don't
got
think
going.
Moose is his own person when he's on this panel? But
Personally, no, I don't. I don't
he has an
think
agenda.
90% of the people. I don't think 90% of the people on these panels have their own agenda. I think they're.
That sounds a little on
something
the
else.
paranoid range of the
Lols.
spectrum to me. 90%.
Well, I mean, that's a characterization of something. I mean, I don't know if that's. I don't know if I would agree with that, but.
That's why you just need to chill out for a while, bro. Have some tea. We'll talk. Just
2 cups.
finish your errands. Kiss the wife and kids. Tell them you're going to be busy for an hour, and then we'll talk.
Tea with iPhi.
No, I've
Well,
met Moose
yeah,
in real life. He's a good dude.
Jack, I think you should do whatever you want, but be safe and always pay attention to the road while you're driving.
Yeah, and don't social while you're driving, dude. It's not worth it.
Oh no, I mean you can. I'm just saying also
This
pay
is gonna
attention
all
to
be
the road.
captured on stream.
How do you do?
Probably not. You probably just hear a loud noise and like a pop, and then his phone would probably disconnect.
Oh,
That's sad.
Yeah.
NeuroJack.
for that, there'll be some we could use against you.
So I didn't really hear the end of that. Does he want to work with me now or something? I don't know. I didn't.
You
hear
still
it.
want to? I thought you were done.
If he can sit down for like more than an hour and
Oh my
string
God,
words
you
together
do have it bad.
into a coherent
It
thought.
sounded
You
to
actually
me,
are
it
needy,
sounded to
God.
me, and this
He
is
is
borne out by
needy.
my experience with him on the stream, that he's really busy. So if your show's going to involve a lot of time and commitment, he may not be.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm making money, I can
won't be, not if I'm-
devote a lot of time. If I'm not making money, then I gotta.
Of course,
use
there's
my-
got to be money. I'm already setting up the Patreon and all that.
He has
stuff
to
like
pay
that.
for his trailer.
We ain't doing this shit for free.
Trailer. I thought it
Well,
was.
yeah, and I just want to make
sponsor.
sure that you're not going to like report me to a mental health official because I, disagree.
NeuroJack.
Do you
I'm
think,
just- I'm
Jack? You honestly worry about that?
I think that there's some weird shit going on. Yeah, because I've seen people say, I see people say and reverse their position every 5 minutes, and then say that I'm crazy, and I'm like, well, I'm listening to your words, and you're saying one thing today, and the
I don't
next
think
thing
you're
5 minutes
crazy.
from
I
now,
was
so-
worried about your stress level a few weeks ago.
Do you
when
remember
were-
the part where I specifically said I'm not,
I'm not talking about
saying
you,
you're
Jeff.
crazy? I never
Because I
said
was
you're
one of those
crazy. I just
Well,
said you seem
I
very
think that's
stressed.
debatable as to whether you said that or not, but I mean,
The words I used were scatterbrain. Scatterbrain means when you can't focus
Yeah,
on something.
I don't know if you get your
And I-
show if this tact you're taking right now.
Well, I mean,
We
you're
talked
kind of
about
like
those
implying that I
self-hacking.
have a mental that I have a mental
Calling the
defect. But
client
you're like, oh, I want to
scatterbrain.
work with him.
No,
And I
NeuroJack.
Even
defy
my
you to find a
autistic
single
ass
instance of
knows
me ever
not
saying
to
anything about you, Jack,
use
that
that.
wasn't in defense of you. So like, I mean, like I know I personally defend you more than probably anybody else in these panels.
Well, oh yeah, let me
mean-
let me address Redington in the private chat. You said you said it's my main project, and that's weird, right?
With a name like
I don't know
Neuro,
what
what
you're
do you
saying, man.
expect?
Just a joke.
I don't know what
But I'm happy to explain. Like for me, like I think Machine Lies has the closest philosophy to my own as far as like, he's concerned about the same things I am.
Yeah.
Well, we're concerned that technology is having a very bad effect on human beings, and like I just think
I don't
that,
notice much difference in human beings from the caveman days
Well,
to now.
Well, you weren't around to see caveman days, don't know.
I know, but they're still. I mean, we're still the same psychotic brutes that we've always been.
It's just
of course,
a change in
exactly.
communication.
I don't see what's changing other than
Well, okay, if nothing's changed except for we have nukes and giant military systems, I mean, what's the worry about? I mean,
I don't know. My mind doesn't think the way yours does. I don't worry about all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if
I'm
a fighter,
I'm the everything's fine guy. Remember?
No, I know. And again, like, I don't, I'm not judging you. I just don't know why I get judged for like having concerns.
Why does
with
it bother
things that
you
are
to
obviously
get judged, though? That's the more important question I would be asking. Why do you
Why do I-
care?
Where did iPhi go? I don't really care in the sense that, like, I'm so concerned what everybody thinks. But what I'm saying is, like, if people are having discussions with me and they seem to recognize that what I'm saying has some validity, and then they actively work against me being able to make my points, it's like, well, either you're doing that on purpose or you're unaware, and either way,
Or
I find that
you're hyper vigilant.
Oh, for sure, of course, and I'm sure that I have, psychological reasons for that based on my family history or whatever. But regardless of that fact, I mean, doesn't mean that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, is hypervigilance crazy, or is that?
No, but it can like exaggerate and distort your perception. But
I mean, sure. I mean, but anything can. I mean, if you use a microscope on something and you zoom in too close, it's going to distort what you're looking at. It doesn't mean that the microscope is broken.
Okay, so I'm having a boomer moment, so y'all are gonna have to help me out here. Sarah said her Discord is blah blah blah, and I typed that in and nothing comes up. So what am I supposed to do?
She's in our. I'm
You're
pretty sure she's in the Outliers Discord, so you could just find incognito in there.
Okay, invite me there, please.
Are you not in that Discord? I thought you
You're
were.
in Outliers.
I quit.
You quit. So you can't come back. I'm sorry.
I quit all Discord.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're not in the Discord anymore?
I quit all Discord. I even deleted
Why?
The invitation?
Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. We don't let people.
Why? What is your issue with Discord?
Because I was done with the interwebs.
He was having
and
a mental health
heading to the bunker in the woods.
Because he was having a mental health.
Oh, it was that thing. I thought you were talking about after that. Okay, I thought I saw you.
I'll put it in the Why is it running so slow? I'll put it in the back chat.
Okay.
Now, this is ours, the one for our channel. But
So
Chris
wait a
has
second.
Chris has his own one, and other people have their
You
own.
quit all Discord, yet you're asking for Sarah's Discord. What?
Okay, now keep up with the conversation, Jack. So let me explain it one more time so that you understand what happened. A long time ago.
I don't care. I'm just pointing out that it doesn't make sense what you're saying.
I know.
I don't want to hear the story.
That's why no one can talk to you, Jack.
On.
Because you just can't string thoughts together into a coherent thought. You hear random words and you're like, I heard a word. I'm going to react to this one word randomly.
Oh my god, dude! You're so reductive, dude. You're so reductive.
Right. So, I'm so fucked up. Yet you want to do a show with me and be my friend. Okay.
I don't know. You're convincing me not to. You make a good case.
I feel like you're convincing yourself not to.
One thing I've learned about iPhi very early is he is a self-saboteur.
Just try a little diplomacy every now and then. A little diplomacy is all anybody needs.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I'm just noticing there's gaps in his logic. There's gaps in his
oh boy, here we go.
In his mental faculty sometimes. Yeah, I get the.
Would you say needy and passive aggressive, Jack? Is that the problem?
Well, I'm being directly aggressive. I'm not being passively aggressive. But anyway,
it's a joke.
No, I know. So, but no, when you went on to Paul, that was entertaining. But you're coming here and trolling me, and I'm like, what's the point? Like you say that we basically agree. We basically agree. We basically agree on the same points. Yet you're actively working against me is kind of what I'm saying. It's we
there it is so again, Jack. See, it's the lizard people and the conspiracies.
What? No, that's not even a conspiracy theory thing. That's like a.
It's the Jew psyops. That's what I'm really here for. I'm just trolling Jack with my Jew psyops.
That's not what he's referencing, though.
See, there you go.
iPhi, see, this is the problem, right?
Shut up, Lib. I don't give a fuck what you say. Anyways, Jack.
You know what? We care what Lib says. We care what Lib says, iPhi. So
go ahead. Listen to him.
So let me ask you: Are you a mental health professional or a government agent or something?
I'm a psychologist, psychiatrist, and midnight toker.
Right. Are you working in a capacity for the federal government as a psychiatrist or or military situation?
Negative.
Are you sure about that? Because you act like you.
Neuro, remember, if you ask him, he has to tell you the truth.
No, he
Okay.
doesn't. I know he won't. I know he won't tell me the truth.
I know. I'm joking. Sorry.
I feel like this is entrapment. I plead the fifth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what exactly are you trying to accomplish with your ever changing ideals that you like jump in and out of all the
No,
time?
the much easier explanation is not that he's a Fed. The much easier explanation
Oh, I know.
is
I
that
don't think any of these people are Feds.
he's just, or not even that he's working for someone else.
Really?
The much easier explanation is that, like most Americans, his ideology is that's like 99% of human beings on Earth.
No, I know.
Their politics and ideology is just like
but usually
identify as American.
Usually it's like a 20-minute cycle though, not like a 30-second cycle, right? So it's like you just like said, oh, you believe in Jews and lizard people. It's like, when did I ever say that I believe in lizard people? I said I understand why people believe those things.
It's a joke, Jack, about people who are paranoid about everyone.
Right. So you're associated. Okay. So if you say something, and then I say, well, there's pedophiles or there's this that associate these things together, but it's just a joke. See what I mean? Like I can make jokes too, right? See, like
right.
it's
I
just
have
a
to
joke,
test
bro.
and see if we can understand.
Oh yeah.
each other when we're telling jokes or not.
You have an opinion, and Mr. Mustache also had this opinion. Therefore, but hey, it's just a joke. See it? I mean, I can do that too if you want. I mean, and then I can just say, "Oh, it's a joke, bro."
I feel like iPhi thinks that NeuroJack's auditioning for a show that he's not auditioning for.
Here, just to add a little extra drama to the pile.
The show that iPhi is auditioning for is he wants attention. That's kind of is the beginning and kind of the end of it.
Can we get your mom on the show and psychoanalyze her and see what's going on with you, iPhi?
Sure,
that'd be fun.
If you want, I'll invite her over.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, and I'm sure that we will.
Lanza,
if she comes on, we would be on our best behavior.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be personal with you, dude, but you're being so fucking weird and dishonest. Like, I mean, just be real. Just be a normal fucking human
I don't
being.
see a show. My crystal ball is telling a show.
I'm leaning with you, Jeff.
I don't know, Jeff. This is kind of an inference, Jeff. I mean, who knows?
I'm gonna infer that we all go grab some weed right now. I'll be back in a second.
Word.
Same though.
Oh, but don't you know that marijuana can make you paranoid, though. Sorry.
Well, that's why I smoke cannabis. What?
Get your beads. Get your costumes. Quit all this nerd shit. Y'all don't go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Either one of you. I promise.
I wish I did. I would love
to do well.
So the problem is, Jeff, is that every time I go to parties, okay, I just act this nerdy during the party. I kind of bring it down.
I just freaking realized being paranoid means being like 2 times, like it's like a pair being paranoid.
It's like being a pair of the noid.
I'm not sure that's
Dominoes.
exact etymology.
The Dominoes noid. It means you're 2 noids.
Really?
And now I'm actually about to look up the etymology of the word paranoid.
Chris, are there any good Mardi Gras movies?
Well, paranormal is half the word.
That's a good question. I'm not aware of one. Let me see if I can find a good.
I mean, I know some good documentaries.
I came up here to be psychoanalyzed whenever you guys are ready.
Not necessarily Mardi Gras itself.
Let me see if I can find a good Mardi Gras theory or something.
Let's start with iPhi though. I want to see what.
Okay, I'll do it. What's wrong with you, lad? I'll help you out.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
I'm cool. What's up with you?
I'm all right.
You just said you wanted to be set.
Yeah, that doesn't. What, I got to fucking interview myself?
when the tables turn, iPhi gets real quiet. You don't want to engage anymore.
So, did you have a recent traumatic experience that shocked your mind or something?
I was like dead asleep in this amazing dream, and then my eyes opened, and I was like, "Fuck."
Oh, was it a good dream or a bad dream?
It was amazing, dude.
Was it a dream about unicorns? Because you might be an android.
I am on an Android. How fucking weird are you?
No, you are an Android, not on one. Well, you might be on
That's
one too.
2 for weird.
All right, switching it. I'm done. I can't take Wi-Fi shitty questions anymore. I mean, whatever.
I can lighten the mood by describing the etymology of paranoid. The word paranoia comes from the Greek.
Hold on. Hold on one second. If Frank
Jack is
in the
bold.
chat, just NeuroJack is boring. Yeah, he won't come up here and talk. Why don't you come up here and talk?
I will say something.
Yeah, but
though.
he's
I've seen-
entertaining in the
up,
comments, though.
I've seen Frank. He is fucking hilarious in the comments.
So
he
he
really
does
is. Like,
carry
I haven't
his
seen him
weight.
just here. I've seen him other places, and it's like he's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know where he comes from. He thinks I don't know. I know where he comes from.
I
Is
know
he
where
one
he's
is a
at.
little? Is he not his own person? And he's part of one of these little trolls.
I think he's Cynthia's son, to be honest.
Oh, Jack, I know what I wanted to ask you. Somebody said there's this group of trolls called the Carl group, and there's a troll named Carl, and some of them have been coming here. Do you know anything about this Carl troll?
I never heard of that before, but
I
sounds
think it was
right.
KARL.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, but
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
they have
nothing would surprise me.
I hadn't heard of it either, but I'm like NeuroJack might be the one to know.
I mean, that's the thing is like I'm not like super paranoid, like researching all this stuff. It's like I just notice when people act fucking weird. And
Are you
there's no
honestly
logical
worried that
explanation.
Frank is part of a troll group? I mean, he might be. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what he is. I just know he's not like a normal dude just sitting here.
No, I don't
watching
assume
every
anybody
show.
here is. I don't know why anybody normal would even
Dude,
hang
Frank
out
comes
with
and
him
hangs out and
long-term.
watches movies with us. Like, I mean, like, what's he like? I mean, we don't even talk. I mean, he hangs out and talk and like watches movies.
So he
and
does.
shit.
So he
Like,
just
Right,
sits
have
there.
you seen his cute little monkey icon?
His monkey icon is
His little monkey
Pete.
avatar. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's somebody's little monkey. I think is what it is.
This is just
whatever,
based on vibes.
So
yeah, I'm more of a vibe kind of guy. You know what I mean?
All right,
like
let iPhi go here because Frank's just in the comments. He can stay down there if he wants to without saying nothing really.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at Frank or any of these guys. I just like it's just.
I'm
The Lib, you were
they have
about to
nothing
lighten the
contribute.
mood before Jack ruined it. Your attempt.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, I talk just not to losers like you. Like I don't even know anything about you, but I'm a loser. Okay, great, thanks.
come on
Jack,
up, Frank.
Also,
Jack,
for
you're being trolled. Remember that other night with Benton
Yeah.
and Provo? You're being trolled. Don't fall for
I
it.
know.
as
I'm
a
not
slight aside,
bad. I'm just giving them the attention they crave so much.
I know. Don't. It ain't worth it, Miss Seeley. Don't.
Well,
do
I
it.
came up here and I'm just curious. I mean, all these people up here, some of which I would have expected iPhi did a better job than all you guys by psychoanalyzing me.
Thanks, bro.
I don't. I said you. I psychoanalyzed
not saying
the
much.
first panel you were on. I just nothing else I need to do on you.
I got some more for you.
True.
Hold on. Let me tell
But
Jack.
Lib was about to
our
lighten
buddy.
the mood. Why
Yeah.
is everybody trying to sabotage?
Because I mean, if he's trying to light the mood so damn hard, why is it taking so
Trying to
long?
get all
For
their
real.
heaviness in real quick before he lightens.
See what I'm saying? And he's feeling it from the soul, is what I'm saying.
I'm trying to be polite, is what I'm saying. I'm just, I don't.
Well, let him light. I could always darken it again.
There
Let him
is no
lighten it,
politeness
see
on
where-
these panels.
where it goes.
The word paranoia comes from the Greek paranoia, madness, and that word comes from para, beside, and nous, mind. The term was used to describe a mental illness in which a delusional belief is the sole or most prominent feature.
So on that note,
Yeah,
Jack
I'll look that up in my own 6 other dictionaries.
It's just the
and
Wikipedia.
etymologies.
I was going to tell Jack about a little observation I made today about our friend Paul Enslaved. I was listening to his stream a minute ago, and he mentioned the fact that he used to have 50K subscribers, and now he has like 5K or something. And so I think that's why he's having a mental
He's a
breakdown.
liar. He's a liar, by the way.
You think a lot of this is ego, like fragile ego?
I think he
He
feels like
only
everyone's
had-
out to get him and stuff, and so like it's
He only had
people.
20 or 22,000 subscribers.
or 20K or whatever he said. I don't remember exactly. It was a lot. It
Damn.
was way more than 5K, but now he has 5K.
Was Talcott on the show today?
No, it was just his usual echo chamber.
Talcott was here. Talcott doesn't last very long here.
I'll tell you what, dude. He
Chuck
does
ran
the
him
bad.
off today. Who was it ran him off?
He
the
ran
other day?
himself off today.
Frank.
A little bit of everybody. It was Chuck and iPhi.
I have never seen anybody do a better impression of a new age guru. Like, and I think, and I say that with truth. Like, he's not actually believing what he says. It's clear. He is clearly satiring a new age guru from 2009.
Yep.
You think it's a bit?
I think he also.
Saying that's my opinion.
I'm falling for it. I don't know.
I think he also does the
That would make
Big
him.
Lebowski.
That
in
would
his free
actually
time
be
as well.
hilarious.
He's got no foundation. He has no
I
foundation.
wish he was doing a bit because I think that would be funny, but I don't think he is. Unfortunately,
But he's a nice guy, so he says that.
I've seen enough evidence. Like, not all of us see the same, and not all of us see all the same stuff. But like, I've kind of looked into it for myself. Okay, like, not trying to prove anything. Like, I just can't. Like, I have no other option right now. Like, I don't have any good options that stick out other than like 2011 Secret. Or no, 2009 Secret Worker. Like, he read like one book or saw like a documentary, and like that's it.
Yep. You pegged it.
Like, I couldn't, like, I wouldn't ever want, like, and he laughs about it. Like, when he doesn't know what to say, he laughs. Like, it's like,
and it's a maniacal laugh.
Maybe.
Well, regardless, he doesn't. It's not from the heart. He doesn't know what to say. It's not authentic. It feels like falsely rehearsed in a way. I don't know, man.
He does a lot of plagiarism. He repeats
you
what
can't
others
plagiarize
say.
information. Oh, I guess you can, but
no, I actually see what you're saying.
Okay, yeah.
I definitely when I watch Jack Talcott, it does seem like he's performing the role of like that, like, I guess, like, movie version of the like kind elderly but not too elderly male bearded therapist kind of thing, and he's like really trying to go into that, but like that's not his like default. He's definitely putting on a performance, which isn't like to say, like, I mean, people put on all kinds of performances, in social situations,
but
there's
not
nothing
the
wrong with
same
that.
exact one day after day for like a year and a half.
Yeah, no. Now he has very much committed to the bit, and I think that committing to the bit like that, especially when you're like doing like small time streaming stuff, if you're not a super mentally healthy person from the get go, that can kind of affect you. Because like you kind of have to, you're trying to
and others. Good point.
Yeah, you're trying to keep up that performance basically at all times when you're streaming, and it's.
But also, like, yeah, like,
I don't think he's disingenuous though. Like, I don't think he like is saying.
Well,
things...
the only problem is, Lib, I will agree with you so far. The only thing I see that is a difference is that if I had a show and I had people up and they came to my place and we're talking about, how like Illumina Tommy, that dude, like if they do that thing where it's like always on the edge and it's always got to be, or not even that, but just letting these types of characters up. And then those people go start shit on other people's shit and involve other people in shit that nobody even wants to be involved in.
Yeah, and look, this is where I just want to jump.
It's even past.
Welcome to the Panelverse.
Can you guys hear me okay or no?
Now
you're a little quiet, but
bro, no, not a little quiet. No one's gonna hear you, and that's why Lib said that, because he's a smart ass.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
now we can hear you.
That's better.
Okay, so look, here's what I'm trying to get at. So, look, I don't need to know what exactly is going on with people like what you're talking about, but what you're talking about in effect is like, by the fruit, you're gonna know that whatever the fuck they're doing is not good, right? So
no,
that's what I'm saying.
But yes.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
no, hold on. Let Neuro keep going, man. I fucked up there. I shouldn't have jumped in like
good.
that.
You're good.
So no, what do you mean? What do you mean? That's what we're saying, that by the fruit. I mean, dude,
yeah, I didn't catch any of that either.
Not even by the fruit. Like, I read the book. I know he hasn't gone past that. Like,
what are y'all talking about?
So thus there is no fruit.
Exactly.
He's picking the fruit. He's taking the fruit off like a month too early. And he's going, look, I got it, guys. And we're going like, dude, that's not even close to how it's supposed to work. And he's going, you don't know shit. I'm keeping records of people, and whatever delusional follows. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take it. Like
I'm so lost in the fog.
Is someone
I'll
else talking? I can
guarantee.
only hear Jay Tilly.
I'll guarantee that as soon as I say hello in chat, he's going to ban me today.
I think Chuck's a paid actor.
Can y'all hear me?
Chuck's
getting bought and paid for, man.
Chuck's getting bought and paid for by the U.S. welfare system. All right, that's what I'm. Those Social Security checks.
As an
All right.
agent of ARP.
There
I
you
was
go.
gonna say, Chuck, have you gotten your LAARP card yet?
Wow,
Can you guys hear me or not?
ARP. Yeah,
I'm just playing. I was just joking.
Yeah, I got it.
I wasn't serious about Chuck, but I was pretty serious about the
You guys hear me
other
or not?
guy. Now we can.
Go ahead, Chad.
Kind of, sort of.
So, kind of, sort of. What the fuck?
No, you're good. You're literally perfect,
You're
bro.
perfect right now.
Okay, all right. So, look, here's the thing. Like, I don't need to know what they're doing. Like, and what I mean by the fruit is like,
right.
With Talcott, he brings on people
Now you're
who are
robotic.
obviously totally against everything he wants to do. Yet,
We can't
Hold
hear
on,
you,
Neuro.
Jack.
Neuro, you are so smart. You're killing your freaking microphone.
Actually, yeah, no, I do actually agree partially with what he's saying. I do think that like
who, me?
Jack is no Jack Jack Talcott is doing these things.
Lib, you're
but,
just
like,
doing this for a damn argument, bro. Go ahead. Sorry, I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was trying to figure out what third damn meant. I have no idea.
Hello.
You're robot duck now. No.
Yo, that was Neuro's real voice.
You're an insect now.
Oh
Hey.
no!
It's like demon duck.
Can you hear me, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry if I
Okay.
stole that joke from you, Redington. I may have.
The internet ate me, so I wasn't able
what?
to talk. Sorry.
I'd watch a show about Robot Duck, Demon Duck, Robot
Did
Demon
you
Duck.
find a Mardi Gras
That's
show?
interesting. I only found 2 Mardi Gras themed movies surprisingly that don't look like they're like complete direct to video trash. One of them is a 70s horror film called Mardi Gras Massacre, and the other one is that movie with Denzel Washington from the 2000s called Deja Vu. And there's only 2 movies I can even find that are like take place during Mardi Gras. It's really weird. Like I would have thought that would be a really common thing to make a movie about, but really not. There's some documentaries, but yeah.
Hey,
They're
Jay
all about-
Tilly. Oh, sorry, Chris.
They're all educational and
Yeah.
shit, you know. It's like basically a book, and books are for nerds. So
Frank said they're not good.
I didn't hear what you just said. Can you repeat me what you just said to Jack? I didn't
When
hear it.
yeah, when NeuroJack came in and we heard like 9 million crickets doing
Angry
the sound at the same time,
Okay.
I said that was his real voice.
Oh, I see. No, before that, you were talking about like the quality of the panels and stuff. I didn't hear what you said about that.
I mean, it's just an observation. I don't take it. I mean, I guess it to me it seems pretty. I don't know. Seems obvious to me that. I mean, I don't want to repeat it. It's already on. It's already out there. I don't want to just sit there and dwell on it.
Oh,
but, like,
okay.
it
I
doesn't
didn't hear
look.
it.
Want to watch, Frank? Were you
It's not
being
very
serious?
promising, I guess you could say.
I'll
There's
go
a
back and
quick
watch
summary.
the replay. It's all right. I just couldn't.
I'm not trying to be a dick.
The internet ate me, so I couldn't hear or see or talk. So I had to jump in and out 3 or 4
Why
times.
does it keep spitting you back up?
Oh, sorry.
No worries, no
Yeah.
worries. I'll watch the replay. Okay.
I mean, basically, the easiest way to describe things is like,
Wow, Fatty's charged up about something.
Are you annoyed by all the drama or something? Is that what you're getting at, or I missed it?
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
no, I mean,
Chris, do
that's
you have
not in my world. Like, that's not like favorable.
Or is
It's
it
not
just
like
too chaotic? Is what you're saying? Like there's no order to it? Or
there's no
whatever?
way, huh?
It's too chaotic. Like no order.
I don't even know. Did you just speak a different language? Too chaotic?
chaotic?
Too
That's
much
chaotic,
chaos.
Not a different language.
Dude, I thought you were talking about like a basketball game or something.
No.
It did sound
Okay.
like it.
Oh, jeez, dude. Are you okay?
Too much chaos.
Dude, I mean, no, if I agree to that, then no, I don't agree to that. I'm just saying, like, you can't go anywhere without chaos. Like, that's like part of why what he's saying is ridiculous. You can't go anywhere without fear. Fear is literally inherent. And I said that, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's just like,
Okay.
but it does, I will say this, it does spread Yeah. One platform, no matter who it is, they can drum up things that like have nothing to really help or be practical with or really truly learn from. And then when it gets like super repetitive, it's just like, oh, is this person stupid? Like, or are they stupid and they'll accept help? Like, are they smart?
Yeah,
or
I
are they
think
smart and will accept help?
I think Jeff and Chris were talking about this way earlier. They were talking about how it's like just downright childish. It's like a bunch of kindergarten kids, like just running around.
It's sixth grade, even
I've
at the
seen,
most.
I've taught
Yeah.
kindergartners that were way better.
Yeah,
behaved.
it is some junior high bullshit, is what it is.
I agree. So
Chris, could you have flawless? Can you look for
But
that
why would
movie?
the thing is
I'll
like
look
why
for
would
it.
somebody choose to do that?
That's the way we're gonna start.
I
with.
think some people do it for the clicks because it just the drama keeps the channel alive or something. I don't
Okay.
know. You have to ask them.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
that like why would
is
somebody
NeuroJack
not
coming
other
up
than
here
money?
talking
Why would
shit
somebody
about
choose
MoOse,
to do
though?
that if they were serious?
Hey, did he leave already?
Yeah,
he
Jack's
left.
gone.
I finally
Jack's
get
gone.
home. I was racing
Nero,
home.
come
so I could-
back! Don't run away from a fight.
I gotta
Your
go. I'm sorry
accuser
if I
is
stirred
finally
it
It's
up.
not
here.
even a fight. Like if we were in the ring, I'd
Yeah,
just choke him out and it'd
extreme
be
court. We
over.
got to get to the bottom of this business.
Good talking
got-
with you, Jay
Yeah.
Chili. We'll get you next time.
I don't really know what NeuroJack's problem is with you. With dude, yeah, he's
This is the first I heard of it today.
He's a follower.
But I
That's
can't. It's
the
got to
problem.
where I can't keep up who has problems with who anymore. There's
He's
so
a
many.
straight up
speaking
follower.
speaking
People got
of
me in their mouth every single day, and they don't even know who the fuck I am. They don't know anything about me.
You're the producer, MoOse.
My
son.
name gets me all this drama. You know what I mean? But I never asked to produce NeuroJack's trash. Like he couldn't pay me enough to produce a channel for him.
Hey, be careful. That might be my trash soon if he's on my show.
No, I think we've already determined or foreseen that the fate of that show.
Yeah, Jeff. I
One
don't.
man's trash is another man's treasure.
Exactly.
I don't think
Moose.
like
There you
both
go.
of your negotiating
Silver
skills,
lining, lad.
Like I'm not a producer, but I've learned how to kind of talk to people.
So speaking of other drama, what the fuck is up with Flow State? I keep hearing like that there's drama
Nobody's
with him,
seen
but I
him. It's
don't
been
know.
almost a week.
I think he just
Really?
took a week off or something. He just needed a
Yeah,
vacation.
like I thought maybe
Okay.
Super Bowl weekend or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
He
Okay.
doesn't have a
Busy using
schedule, so
cheek
you
I was about
can't.
to say I miss Flow State coming on
Wait,
these panels.
Moose, I mean, Frank, what are you talking about? They started a riot at Starbucks.
Plus, he doesn't have a schedule,
No,
so you
no,
can't
no,
really
hold
say
on.
it's out of
I
order.
gotta clarify this. I met up with Benton and we met up at a Starbucks because it was in a town that all they had was corporate stores. They didn't have a local coffee shop. They didn't have a nice playground, playground for the kids or anything like that. They didn't have a park or anything. So we met up at Starbucks, and we walked in. We were streaming. The lady at the counter said, "Oh, it's fine. You guys could do it." And then the manager came out immediately. "What are you guys doing in here? Blah, blah, blah." We were respectful. I said, we'll take it outside. Is that cool? Yeah, everything was cool. And then we had 4 channels restreaming us, telling us how we should have done a First Amendment audit, how it was our right to be on camera inside of Starbucks, which is a private establishment, and all this bullshit. We didn't start a riot. We were cordial individuals. We had a great discussion.
It
and
sounds
we moved on.
more fun if you had started a riot.
I mean, yeah, but I don't like. Look.
Yeah,
look
I
at
don't
me,
have to
Jeff.
do that either.
Do I look like a guy who could last in prison? Do I look like one?
No, you don't look like a guy that could start a riot either.
He's only 4'11".
I mean, look, how big can MoOse get? Like 4 feet tall?
He's 4'11".
Are we talking about Mexican prison or American prison?
Oh, in Mexican prison, none of you guys would last. It doesn't
No,
matter how
I
big
would-
you are.
That's why I don't
would-
even want to. I don't even want to go to Mexico. I don't trust.
I
myself.
wouldn't
Not
even
enough
last in
one.
American prison.
I went to Mexico once. I got a free gecko with the hotel room. It was nice.
Geckos are
That
cool.
was kind of funny.
But I also got to clarify, I don't advocate violence against other people. It's not, I mean, it's violence that is, in the ring, violence in the jiu-jitsu gym, stuff like that. I would never advocate violence on the street. I would only defend myself.
I would advocate word violence because people's feelings don't matter.
That's hate.
That's why I like you.
Word.
No,
now
I
we
don't
can get
believe-
along,
I don't
Moose.
believe in
All
hate.
is
I don't believe that's hate
forgiven.
speech.
Jeff, did we piss off Uncle Fatty?
Well, you can try. He was in the comments.
I thought
No,
Uncle Fatty was our friend, but he
Fatty,
seems
you
really
can
mad.
come up if you want. I'll be right back.
I saw him on Verbal Combat the other night and getting into it with Emperor Dave. You're muted.
No, he just.
Moose.
I
Wait,
do think
oh.
I do think I found the movie flawless, guys. So like that does look like something I found. So
I forgot to
we'll
tell you,
see.
we did start some stuff, Chris. At the Starbucks, right? We were walking out of the Starbucks and we were walking through the parking lot, and this drunk broad had approached us, and we had her on stream, and she was hammered, dude, absolutely hammered, and telling us how she's like a conspiracy theorist and all this stuff. Chuck was watching, and yeah, I almost got ran over by sitting here streaming. Okay, I was watching it everywhere around me. There's nobody around, and this bitch comes out of nowhere and almost runs us over. Okay,
Well,
so
she wanted her Starbies. Okay, look, people get aggressive when you get in the way of their
World
Starbies.
Star, World Star. It just sounds like some World Star.
I could produce a train wreck. I might not be able to produce a riot, but I could produce a train wreck.
Hell yeah, man!
I like that.
I like that too. Yeah,
I mean, you've seen Jack Talcott's show. I take full responsibility for all that.
You need to you need to put you need to put that on your resume. I can't produce much, but I can produce a train wreck. There you go. On your
One
cover
man's
letter.
trash is another man's treasure.
All it
Hell
takes
yeah.
is a penny placed in the right place in the track, is what I understand. So
And he wasn't even trying to make a train wreck. He just turned into one.
Yeah. People used to really believe that was like an old wives' tale. Like, if you throw a pit, you gotta be careful. You can't drop pennies on the train tracks. It'll derail the train.
Oh yeah, I thought it did too.
Yeah, it does not.
Yeah.
It just flattens
it. Does not. Just flattens it out.
Makes
Yeah,
it
I used to work
We
for
had a railroad track behind us. We would have tried something like that if we had known.
Defacing
I tried it. It
currency
works.
is a federal crime, sir.
I mean, in
Even a
Minecraft, of
penny?
course. I've only ever done this in Minecraft.
Right on money.
Theoretically, hypothetically, I've never actually done this because doing so would be a crime.
Frank, you don't know. You're just starting gossip. Come on now.
Well, it is a federal offense to put something on live tracks.
It is also that is also true. Yeah.
Oh my
You're
God,
actually also not supposed to like I've seen people like be like, "Oh yeah, no, it's fine for us to like walk along these tracks," and it's like, "Ooh, no." Like you'll get if you're in an area that has like a significant amount of people and like any sort of cop presence, they'll fucking stop over and they'll be like, "Get the fuck off there." Like,
well, they got
a
their
cop
own
presence or a cop presence?
cop presence.
Oh.
No, cops will stop
railroad
you.
does have their own police.
They do.
The railroad police.
But they're not like usually patrolling the lines as much as like the local cops will. Local cops usually are the ones, at least in my experience. I've been fucking around off near train tracks all my life, so I've been harassed by cops there at least once.
Yeah, it's just a bad idea. It's just a bad idea in general. Like trains can be a little quieter than people think they are. They really can, Gusty.
Yeah.
And they're faster than they look. Like you think you see a train coming, you're like, oh, I've got plenty of time. You really don't have much time. Those things can really move.
I used to work on locomotives. I definitely know how they won't stop on a dime.
I worked for Amtrak for like 7 months or 8 months, something like that. Yeah.
I have never worked for a railroad company. But my great uncle did, and he told me a lot of stories about it. He also worked. He was in the Army Corps of Engineers and built like a shitload of bridges. Like every time we would like drive down, he'd like point out all the different bridges and stuff when he worked on them, when they were built and stuff. It's cool.
Dude, I beat every level in Railroad Tycoon. I built more railroads.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Ooh, we got a pro in here.
Shit, I'll show you guys how to put a real bridge up.
How are you with Roller Coaster Tycoon? Can you build me a roller coaster? I love roller coasters, so that'd be fun.
Look, if you give me a turn-based strategy game, I can conquer the world for you. I know how to do that. That's easy. There you go. Just little Sid Meier's in front of you, or Total War Game. There we go.
It's easy, vicious,
Dude.
completely non-merciless like violence towards everyone, and you'll eventually win. You know, just a brute
Non-merciless.
force.
No,
Yeah.
you go merciless as fuck.
I'm sorry,
I exterminate every city I conquer.
I meant to say merciless. Sorry, yeah, completely merciless. Yeah. No holds barred. No sympathy. Like could kill all the women, all the children, everything. Everything must go. Yeah, it's a fire sale. So.
Yep. No, I actually do like. There's a couple of the Total War games that actually do try to delve sort of deeper into like non-war based mechanics, like economy, social stuff. It's actually pretty interesting.
Lib, don't take offense to this question, but I gotta ask you: are you gay because you couldn't get pussy, or is it like a choice, or?
Well, so I'm a trans woman. So when I say gay,
oh, sorry, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Lib. I actually didn't even know that.
Though, actually, interestingly enough, almost so of all of the women that I dated before I came out, all but one of them have at some point come out as some form of queer or been like non-binary or something.
That makes sense, man. So you're basically Gen X Jeff and Chris is Blair White.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that.
If that actually applies, because the difference is that Blair White is a trans conservative.
I wasn't talking politics, my brother. I was just saying like looks wise or something.
Oh yeah, I mean like I'm like
he's
I'm like
just saying you're the token trans. That's what
oh yeah, I mean definitely, but you know.
I mean, there's no token black on this panel because they got Hank and they got Joe Cool, so you can't pick between the two.
I mean, I like both of them. I like talking to Joe Cool more. Joe Cool's fun. Hank's fun too, but in his own special kind of way.
Yeah, but Hank shows you the toys.
Hank's been really angry lately. I don't know what's up with Hank. Hank, if you're out there, I'm just like really wondering what's up with you, man. Are you all right? Because like you seem really like mad lately. I don't know what's up with that.
Everybody needs a little love, Chris.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, that's true, but like, what does that mean in reference to what I just said? I was expressing I was a loving sentiment. I was expressing concern for him. So yeah.
Yeah, well, your left hand will do a little bit more than the concern.
I feel like I feel like there's just been a lot of like kind of bad drama in the panel sphere lately.
Yeah, it has been, and like
there's always bad drama.
Yeah, there has been, but here lately, the last 2 weeks have been tumultuous, and I'm not sure why. Like it's like if it as soon as like something settles down on one, and as soon as one fire is put out, 3 more pop up, and it's just like it's like the panel. This particular corner of the panel has been actively trying to arson self-delete itself.
Can't we go back to those days where like I would just hop on panel and then everyone would scream at me for being a commie, and they would all unite under that shared banner.
Panel Hydra.
No, we don't share banners anymore because Uranus is in retrograde.
Oh, damn. That makes sense.
What a wonderfully juvenile comment. That's so wonderfully juvenile. I
What's
love it.
Talcott's show today? What's the title of it?
Uranus in the retrograde.
How to lose and keep winning? Like
how to lose and keep winning?
Friends, but still have friends. I guess I don't know.
How to be a word saladist.
Maybe he's trying to go for the DNC strategy. You know.
Chris, did you find that movie?
Yeah, it's downloading.
Oh, okay. Because I think
Frank's getting ready, and it's been good 3 hours.
That's good enough for.
Hey, there is no. I searched up my own search, right? Benton, MoOse, trucker, hooker, and I couldn't find anything. So I don't know what
Yeah, I
these
don't know
people are
what he's.
talking
I
about.
think he's trolling. Frank trolls all the time, like blatantly,
Yeah.
and still has you think he might not be trolling.
No, I don't ever take Frank seriously. I just kind of.
I think NeuroJack was trolling too.
Frank's a good
He
guy.
knew I'd be mad.
he is.
He comes and watches movies and hangs out and shit, and just
No,
like
I like
shoots the shit with us, you know?
I like
Yeah.
Frank. I know not to take any
Well,
of
I
the
know
things
now.
seriously.
I learn fast. I'm a fast learner.
There you go.
That curve
See,
is getting smaller and smaller.
That's why you're gonna keep up, Jeff. That's why you're not gonna get canceled.
Well, I hope not.
You can really only cancel yourself on YouTube though.
You can't cancel Gen X Jeff because he's in a protected class. That's why I'm rolling.
I'm like
with him.
in 5 or 6
There you
classes,
go.
but I'm in some. What do you call? What's the opposite of protected class? Like the
Marginalized,
targeted. You're a targeted person, a targeted individual.
White.
Usually it's marginalized, but yeah.
So I have classes that work against me that cancel out a lot of those protections.
But you're a targeted individual also, so you know.
Well, it depends. It's all relative.
He's a cis white gay man, which ooh boy, that provides him a lot of privilege, you know.
No, not in the wrong circles, not in the left. Cis gay is bad.
Wait, what is a cis in the first place? What is cis?
It's a made up thing.
Cisgendered. It just means that you're not transgender.
What?
It means you can go your whole life and never use the word or ever even need the word, so you don't even have to worry about it.
I'm just gonna say you're part of the protected class, and I'm rolling with you until you're not protected anymore.
Don't rely on
that
much.
today.
Those protected classes, they sure do make good human shields, don't they?
They do. That's why, when I was growing up, right, I lived in the east side of San Jose, so I'd always hang out with the brothers and the Mexicans and stuff, right? Not because I like tacos, but what I do, I eat tacos almost every day, but because I knew that if we got pulled over, I'd be the one that got away.
There you go.
Well, that's a smart strategy. I got to commend you for that.
It unfortunately doesn't really work out always though. I personally I got in a car accident once and like almost got like I was hit by like this guy, clearly very inebriated. I wasn't driving the car, but I was a very inebriated Mexican, and it was in a largely white neighborhood. But they were, for some reason, they were all ready to like take me to jail. So I mean, I don't think that's even like a.
No, it's not even a real thing. I just made that. I make a bunch of shit up. That's the problem with producing.
No, now I did a similar thing when I was in high school, which is I would hang out with the dumb kids who would do dumb shit, but it was really funny to watch. So I would watch from the sidelines while they did it. So I got to see the fruits of their labor without getting the punishment that would be incurred. It was great.
Praise God. See, I hang out with a bunch of men who like men because that means that it's like the fat chick hanging out with all the hot chicks, right? You always have that one person, and I needed to get laid too. So if I hang out with all these guys who like guys, then the girls obviously are all going to be mine, right?
Yeah,
you're the only one. You're the only real option. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it works. I'm telling you.
Hey, when you're picked last for everything in life, you got to start learning ways to get picked. Last, but in a good way.
Yeah.
but then it's a little demoralizing when even your gay friends don't hit on you, and you're like wait, hey, like I mean,
I think we may have gotten.
I'm not gay, but like I mean, like
show should be.
Like, why you gotta be so respectful, man? Why you gotta be so respectful? Why can't you?
God.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt bad about that too. The priest and the pastor wouldn't touch me. None of my gay friends wanted me. So it's kind of like, it's sad, man. I'm like the last kid in dodgeball.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
I hung out in a very large group of gay drug dealing drag queens, and I never got hit on by anybody, but I mean I always I was very straight.
'Cause we're a couple
comparatively.
losers, baby.
I'm a loser. I was obviously. I'm not even a transsexual. I was transmaxing. All right. That's what it was.
Wait, so
Well,
you're not a
transmaxing.
transsexual? You're a transsexual? What's a transsexual?
I'm a transsexual. No, it's
You guys are
it's a
confusing the hell out of me.
derogatory term.
Silly derogatory term that I use. I'm not actually transsexual. Isn't actually a thing. I am transgender. Though not notably a transsexual.
Isn't it transsexual? You're not a transsexual. You're a because you're a transgender, not transsexual.
Yes.
Okay.
Transsexual implies.
If we weren't trying to wrap up, we would go deep into this because it could get complicated.
All right, you're trying to wrap up, so I'll act like a condom and go throw myself away.
No, I meant
damn, I wish condoms threw themselves away.
There's different, like in our generation, transgender meant a specific thing, and now there's like 3 or 4 different types of transgender. So when you say you're transgender, it's gotten more granular as to what that means.
No, the term transgender still has a broad umbrella meaning. The transsexual is the one that has the more specific meaning.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, transgender just refers to anybody who identifies as a gender other than the one they were assigned when they were born, and a transsexual is specifically somebody who has shifted their sexual characteristics, second sexual characteristics. So, typically they've had surgeries, they're on hormones, and so their sexual characteristics express differently. It's just a distinction that I find to be useful, and a lot of people.
Well, yeah, me too, MoOse. I'm in the same sauce.
I did find the movie flawless. It is downloaded. It's ready to go whenever you guys are ready for that.
Well, we're gonna wrap up then.
Yep. Y'all have
Head
fun.
over to Discord for Drag Queen.
Oh well, Lib,
Hour.
I gotta tell you, man, you really missed it with the movie last night, though. That movie that
Did
we
I?
watched,
Oh God.
Dinner in America. Dinner in America. One of my favorite movie I've seen from this year. The favorite movie I've watched this year. It was
I might check it out.
It's one of the funniest, most it's very, very the character is so aggressive and and angry about things all the time. It's just hilarious. It's kind of I can't remember who it was. I think maybe Frank might have said that it was like Napoleon Dynamite on meth, which I don't even like. Napoleon Dynamite.
All right, hell yeah. All right, I might.
But that is a perfect description. It is Napoleon Dynamite on meth.
I might actually put that on my list.
Film.
That's
because I'm also planning on. I'm showing my Polika because a bunch of my Polika haven't seen things. They haven't seen like Anchorman, Idiocracy. Oh God, there was another one. I think it was Step Brothers. A couple people hadn't seen.
The first time I watched Anchorman, I saw it when I saw it in theaters. I was laughing so hard at that movie. I remember that whole scene with Jack Black on the bridge, man. Like when he kicks the dog off the bridge. Oh my God, I just about fell out of my fucking chair. Like that movie, it doesn't make me laugh that hard anymore. But the first time I was watching that movie is just so fucking hilarious. It's
so many good comedies. But anyways,
Tropic Thunder still holds up too. I rewatched it the other day because they released a director's cut of it. It's got some extra footage in it, and it's actually worth.
I have to check that out. Yeah, I should actually check that out. All right, so thank you. All right, I'll be heading out. Y'all have a good night. Been a good stream.
You too. Good to see you. We'll be here tomorrow. Redington, good to see you as well.
What happened to all day? This is only 3 hours.
Well, the party is moving on to Discord.
It's always
Maybe
we'll
come back with an
TV shows and movies. I get it.
Getting kicked out to watch TV. Yeah, but maybe we'll do an evening stream because it is Mardi Gras. There's no reason to end the party.
Yeah,
so we'll see how the movie goes, and then some of us may be back. So keep an eye on the YouTube or join us on Discord for the movie.
Yeah, just come on the Discord, man. Just come watch the movie with us. So we're just gonna chill out and
if anyone else out there needs the invite, just contact us.
Yep.
Peace out.
All right, man. Later, Bond. Bye.
Okay, I will see you on the Discord. All right, happy Mardi Gras. We're going to watch movies for a little while. We might be back.